The cover of Bring Me the Horizon does Wonderwall in the style of Underoath.
Yeah.
Tell me about that because they just dropped a new song.
Okay. You don't know me as a person if you're calling me that, because like...
Or even watch the rest of your content either. I feel like that's...
Just go listen to both songs. If you listen to 120 in our cover, the timestamp, and 130 in Bring Me's, that's the moment where it's note for note for a solid 20 seconds.
Oh, shit.
They didn't deviate a single fucking... Like, the drums are a little different.
You do like a quick delete kind of thing?
I deleted my whole fucking account.
Dude, I would think Blink-182 would get fucking canceled.
I mean, if a band said the things they were saying then, I think they would, because you can't just get on stage and say, hey, kids, I've got a big boner.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And taking a song that on its surface is like a goofy, tough guy nu metal anthem, and you read the lyrics, it's like, this dude's sad. Like, I'm only human. It's so easy for your friends to give you their advice, but it's easier said than done. Like, what's going on with this guy? Like, I mean, you listen to the first like 20 seconds of my version, and it's like, it's just one of those days.
Yeah.
You don't want to wake up.
Every metalhead is like, fuck country.
Right.
Everything.
Until you find the country you like.
Yeah. So like when I started listening a little bit more the Zach Bryan stuff,
I was like really depressed that day. Not for any reason, because the way my depression works is like my brain will just be like, want to die? And I just got to deal with that, right?
Oh.
So I'm just really depressed and like don't want to exist. And I'm shopping retail during Christmas, which is like exhausting on a good day. And like I didn't want to get out of bed. And I'm in this exhausting place. It's loud. There's people trying to sell me shit I don't need. And so in my head, I'm just like, I don't want to be here anymore.
The going shit fucking
Yeah, man. So like I
hurts.
played a show on Friday.
Right.
And then I slept for 3 days so that when I came here, I wouldn't be a zombie.
Holy fuck.
Man. Or the last one, Stay Away. Like that one literally makes me cry. But it's like just hearing someone else say it, hopefully for someone, like one person even out there, just let them know that like it's okay not to be okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Ohrion Bleghcast. This is our first episode with a very special guest. Today we have Todd Barriage coming in hot here with some great stories, his new album that has just dropped, some stuff that went down with Ollie Sykes and Bring Me the Horizon on their Wonderwall cover, how Todd has dealt with his depression and how he puts it in his music. He's had some interactions with Fred Dursk and also had Joey Sturgis ask him to make a song in the form of Seocean. Is it Seocean? Seocean? You tell us down in the comments. So sit back, relax, enjoy this 2-hour episode with myself and Todd Barriage talking about the emo scene, the metalcore scene, and tons more. Also, what do you think about the setup? This is the first in-person interview that we have had here today in our studio, and I can't wait to have more. So if you're enjoying the content, you want to see some special guests here, please let us know down in the comments. Maybe we can make that happen. So without further ado, enjoy the show. Bro, welcome.
Hey man, what's up?
What's up, Todd?
Not a whole lot. Tired. I've got an album coming out next week, so I've been finishing that up, and I'm just ready, for music. For my face on YouTube again, the good stuff.
Hell yeah. Dude, your face is all over YouTube.
I haven't made a video on my channel in 3 months.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
I think, how many videos do you have on your channel?
100 and something. I think like 120-ish.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Me
man.
doing reactions, I think I have like over like 3,000 in the last 5 years.
You crank stuff out, man.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Guys, welcome. This is Todd.
Hello.
Todd is here. He's releasing a new album that you need to go check out. He's into the punk rock, emo rock scene. He's known for his covers. He's doing a lot of cool things with some really big YouTubers and stuff like that. So I think, what was it? Probably like maybe like 6 months ago, I found out that you're like actually Canadian and in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I live like
once
down
I
the
get
road
this
from
place,
you.
I'm
Yeah.
like, we got to have you in and talk about what you got coming up. So
Yeah, man.
thank you so much for making the trek out here.
Of course.
And I'm so stoked. So welcome to the new studio. This is the new Bleghcast studio that we have here and our first official guest. I'm looking forward to a lot of this stuff, but most importantly, I'm looking forward to what you have on the new album here. So tell us about yourself, let our fans know what's up, and kind of go from there, man.
Sure. All right. I'm going to talk to that camera.
We're like, we need a director here, man.
So I'm Todd Barriage. I'm just like an emo kid, as we all are at some point in our lives. I make like post-hardcore music. I've got an album called All the Right Scars coming out this Valentine's Day, 2025. Ooh. Yeah, man.
That's
appropriately
titled. Right
the
there.
album cover is me sitting on the stairs of my house when I was 7 years old, the day we moved away. I was leaving all my friends behind, and so I was just truly heartbroken. It's a sad,
no shit.
Yeah, man. It's a sad picture.
I got goosebumps even just thinking about that.
Yeah,
I've already listened to the album, and I was listening to some of the lyrics that you had in there, so I'm sure that has like a big part played into your new album.
Yeah, because like that was the first like major like emotional scar I ever had, right? Because like you grow up and like you've got friends, and that's your whole life, and you're 7 years old, and you're told, hey, that kid that lives 2 houses down. That you spend every day with, you're actually just never going to see him again. You know? Like, so I kind of like, when I was thinking of what to do for the album art, I was like, well, this album is remarkably depressing. So
in a good way.
So I think that like the art should reflect that. And I didn't want to do some like contrived, like, I could like take a picture of an abandoned couch on the side of the road because I've been left behind. It's like, no, how about an actual organic image of me as a child leaving my world behind, you know? So
that's a good touch on that.
Yeah,
to be
man.
honest. Like I kind of think back to a little bit of my like memories in the emo world. Like I feel like I didn't get into the emo stuff until like high school in a way. So like for you to like kind of connect with that all the way until you were like you said you were 7.
I was 7 when I moved, right? Yeah.
So what happened with that kind of story? I'm sure this plays out into your album, but like tell us like your upbringing and stuff and like how you got into metal, like not even so much metal, but like the emo
I got into metal first.
Stuff. Yeah.
I regressed.
Oh shit.
like I was listening to like Slayer and Death and stuff before I found like the Used. Yeah, basically
I was so opposite.
Yeah. So I was raised in like this like strict Christian household. It wasn't like strict, but strict enough that like no worldly music in the house kind of thing, right? So like I hated music because contemporary Christian music fucking blows. So I thought I just didn't like music at all. But I knew I liked drums. So I would like get pencils and I would just hit shit around the house, but like with no rhythm because like I'm really white. So I would just hit things. And so I had like something primal in me wanted to hit shit. And that was as far as my interest in music went. And that was just the way it was my whole life until I was 11 or 12. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 had just come out.
I love how you're relating to all this to like the time frame of Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
that's
man.
amazing.
Like I owe my life to that man in those games.
Yeah,
because I heard I was like into skateboarding because there were like older kids on my street that like could almost kickflip, and I thought that was the craziest thing in the world that they could almost kickflip. And I was like, I want to do that. So like I got a skateboard and I hurt myself and I was like, eh. So like but then a skateboard video game came out, right? And so I'm playing that because it's the closest thing to skateboarding I could do as like I guess at the time I was 10 or 11. And then, Tony Hawk 2 comes out. I'm playing the game. No Cigar by Millencolin is playing. And that song's all about not fitting in, right? And so again, I was raised Christian. Hated all of it my whole life. I never liked going to church. It was always a battle getting me into the building. And the song came out about like, I don't want to fit in. And I was like, yo, true. And so that got me into punk. And then like right away, I just started digging through like more music and louder music and angrier music. And within like 6 months, my like little preteen ass was like listening to Slayer and Death and Cradle of Filth and just, you know, like the good shit.
But those things aren't Christian.
No. but it was like I had just like so I'm like secretly, you know, like I'm not like listening in the car with my parents, but I've got my little like burnt CD that a friend got me. I paid him $5. He burnt me a CD.
Dude, I used to fucking do that shit in high school when LimeWire came out.
Yes, because we didn't have the internet.
CDs
we didn't even have the internet. So I was buying CDs off of My Version of You.
That's amazing. Mixtapes from
my
people.
Dealer. Yeah, and so he was getting me, you know, I would be like, I think like these bands, and he would get me that, and so I'd be like, and then there was something with like the intensity and the screaming and like the distorted guitars, and it was everything the music in my house wasn't, right?
Right.
So I just like listened to that a lot, and then there was an itch that I needed scratched that like all those bands didn't quite do. And like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtracks also didn't quite do.
No, it's a lot of ska, punky.
Right, especially the first 2 games, right? I love those soundtracks.
Yeah.
But like there was just an itch. And then it wasn't until Tony Hawk 3 came out and I heard The Boy Who Destroyed the World by AFI. Ooh. And that was just like that little bit moodier, that little bit darker, that little bit more edgy and like theatrical and extra, I guess.
AFI is on a different level.
Yeah,
I really
man.
enjoy AFI.
And that
the older stuff at least.
Oh yeah, the old stuff hits. Like even to like Total Immortal came on a shuffle playlist. Like I don't listen to AFI a lot these days, but Total Immortal just came on Spotify the other day, and I was like, this is sick. Like, but it was between that song and then my friend's older sister showed me this. She was like, you need to see this video because you like punk music. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And so she just shows me this video on their computer, and it's Burt McCracken of The Used screaming so hard he pukes live on stage. And I was like, that's so fucking sick.
Literally.
And so, yeah. and that was kind of it. So like I spent like a year or 2 listening to like death metal and punk, and then it was
the
emo. Emo was the thing I actually wanted, because like they would scream in metal, and it was screaming, but it wasn't like it's character voices, right? Like especially Cradle of Filth. Like it's like the dude's an amazing voice actor, but he's not like emoting. And like punk is like cool and has a message, but like especially in that day, punk took itself so seriously they wouldn't let themselves be vulnerable. Right? And
I feel that.
Yeah, and I was just a sad kid, and I didn't know that you could just make sad music that was also angry. Like you're so sad that you're just pissed.
Yeah.
And then I heard the Used first record, and I was like, yo. And then I heard Sing the Sorrow, and I was like, yo. And that was kind of it. Like at that point, I was then like, okay, I need to, like, so I convinced my parents to buy me a drum set at the end of 8th grade.
Right, 8th grade.
Yep.
Nice. See, a lot of parents wouldn't even fathom buying their kids like a drum set at all.
But
I feel like it's more normal like in these days. I feel like, I don't know, maybe because like all the hype, the TikTok stuff, people are going viral after like just kind of like experimenting with music and stuff like that.
Right.
So I can kind of see that in like today's world. Like, yeah, back in the day, dude, like, my parents, it was like a little square amp, not like this. This was way too big.
The 10-watt practice amp, like
practice
the PV
amps.
fucking Raptor or whatever the hell.
And you had the Tom DeLonge Strat. If you were able, if your parents bought you that, but you had a knockoff version of the fucking Strats. But no, that's freaking sick, man. I thought you would have been a little bit more into, like, because I know a little bit more of your influences, like Underoath and stuff like that. So when you said you were a Christian, I was like, oh shit, like Underoath probably got you a little bit more into that because of the Christian world. So
I was late on Underoath.
Really?
Yeah, man. So, and the reason my parents bought me the drums was because when I was a little kid, I was always hitting shit with pencils. So it was
like you were hitting other things, not people or something.
No, it was like pots, like literal pots and pans. I would set up like a mock drum set and be like ping, 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 ping with no rhythm. But yeah, so for Underoath, like I was an adult before I was like, true, okay. Like I get it. Like Lost in the Sound came out before I was like, okay, I like this band.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I was late.
Yeah, that's way late.
Yeah, man. Like cause I was into the Used, like I was okay with My Chemical Romance. I never got into Fall Out Boy. Like I just started appreciating them like the last 2 years.
There was a couple songs I really liked by Fall Out Boy.
Dead on Arrival hits.
Yeah.
Like it's a good song.
And
but yeah,
the banger like radio songs from Fall Out Boy for sure.
Of course. But there was something about just like pop punk didn't make sense to me even.
Really?
Until like Blink-182 and Sum 41 were probably the only 2 pop punk bands I really liked for years and years and years.
Okay, I was gonna say, when did you start listening to them?
like around the same time as you know, like I was 12, 13, skateboarding.
I think it was about the same.
Yeah, like landed my first kickflip.
I think Enema of the State kind of came out. Yes. It's like when I started listening to them.
Okay, so you were young.
But then I went a little bit back where it was like Shar Cat and Mark Tom Travis show and
that is an all-time live record.
I know. Dude, I just like the live record. That's all I care about. Like it's
dude, like 30% I would say of my sense of humor I can directly attribute to either Mark Tom and Travis show or the Big Day Out set.
Dude, have you listened back to the Mark Tom Travis show? Like
regularly.
Hey, but like just picture it in today's world. If people listen to that today, dude, I would think Blink-182 would get fucking canceled.
I mean, if a band said the things they were saying then, I think they would, because you can't just get on stage and say, "Hey kids, I've got a big boner."
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Weird shit.
And like, I wouldn't do that.
No.
But also, wow, they did that. And like, especially back then, like, I think what like younger people don't understand about like the shock humor era from when like we were teenagers is like, it wasn't that the joke was funny. It was just the audacity. And that's what we would laugh at, right? Like, we had unrefined comedic palates. And so we would listen to like Dane Cook say an offensive thing and be like, this guy's so funny. It's like you grow up and realize like, okay, maybe he's not.
B&E? Yeah. Bacon and eggs. I love that shit. Kick the door. Oh yeah, I love some Dane Cook shit.
But like
comedy's so different now,
It's different now. It's way more cerebral. It's way more socially conscious, which I think is a good thing. But like back then, like it was hilarious to 12-year-old me to like, I want to fuck a dog in the ass. Brilliant. Like next level comedy. Yeah. Like, and it's not. But for the time,
it was great.
It felt like it was to a preteen.
You weren't cool unless you knew that fucking song.
Unless you could like quote the banter between songs line for line. Yes. You were nobody.
Dude, it was the DVDs that really set me off as well.
Oh, dude, like the Urethra Chronicles?
Yes. And then it got me into like the Sum 41 videos and stuff as well. So like when they're throwing hot dogs from the stage and
dude,
like
they were chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like the whole punk rock, the vibe of the pop rock, at least. It was such a thing back in the day, and that's what I grew up on, and that's what I really enjoy about like going back a little bit more on this kind of style stuff. And I think what really attracted me to your music, where it like kind of brought me back into today, or like to back then's world. Yeah. And
because I love antics.
Yeah, I could tell by your music. So it's insane to see where everything has shifted into today's world. So, dude, I can tell from a lot of the covers that you've done and the album that you just or about to put out. I've already listened to it, kind of gave it a glaze over, and that's why we're definitely here to talk about some stuff.
Right.
But you've had some other things as well where it got to like you put out a cover with Bring Me the Horizon, or not a cover but like the cover of Bring Me the Horizon does Wonderwall in the style of Underoath.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, because they just dropped a new song and I saw it and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I have Todd coming in like a day. And I'm like, I need to address this.
Yeah, I can give you the full scope.
Do it.
Front to back. So before I do that, let's reset the cameras. It's a long one.
Oh yeah, it's a long
I'm going to cross my legs. I'm going to settle in. So this is the chronology, because there are news articles like on Music Radar and like Loudwire and shit, like that are factually incorrect. Because journalists do not reach out. They don't ask questions. They just look at the narrative online and write the article based on the narrative. So this is the story of Bring Me the Horizon's cover of Wonderwall.
And not a story about a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world.
She looked really sad in photographs, but I absolutely loved her when she smiled. All right, so it's like autumn 2023, just setting the stage here.
Got it.
My friend Kay from Germany, his stage name is Loner Youth. He's like, yo, I'm covering Wonderwall. I want to do it in the style of Underoath. Do you want to do it with me? And I'm like, okay. And so we do that. And it's called Under Oasis, writing on the Wonderwall.
Under Oasis. That's got a good ring to it,
yeah. I'm going to take credit for coming up with that. Kay can let me know if I'm lying. I think that one was me. And maybe it was him. But regardless, we do it. And it's based on writing on the walls-ish. Like, especially the intro chords is very reminiscent. The chords are different, but like the guitar tone.
Yeah.
And the voicing. Yeah. So it's, anyway, we do Wonderwall, and
hold on. There was a good couple parts where the guy that you were collabing with, he has some really good Spencer screams.
He's amazing.
He almost sounds exactly like him.
And like his ability to like listen to a band and then write a song in the style of that band using zero of their riffs, but just knowing what makes like a turnover riff or an Underoath riff or whatever he's doing, he like he could write the 13th secret track on a band's album that like,
Ooh.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's really good at emulating their style. So he did this very Underoathy Wonderwall cover. He let me yell on it. I was kind of in charge of like the vocal arrangement a bit. So like he had done some harmonies and I was like, those are sick, but what if? And so, it's like he did the instruments. I like helped arrange the vocals and flesh them out. And then it's our cover. It's out there. So that's like December 2023.
Right on.
We put our cover out. Metalcore Twitter is telling me to stop breathing in, so many words. Everyone is quite outraged that we would do this to a classic beloved song like Wonderwall that nobody hates.
Right. It's good, man.
I think it's a great song. Yeah. But like people were like quite upset and it got a lot of like hate views because people were just like, how dare you? Which like is fine. Like I'm a cover artist. Like I made pop punk Master of Puppets. I'm no stranger to death threats. Like I can handle this. So we do that, and that was like now it's like a year and a half ago. Like we did that. That happened. It was a whole thing. People were mad we did it. A little over a year later, I wake up to a series of text messages.
Oh no!
From a bunch of people that are like, "Yo, Bring Me the Horizon ripped you off." I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I rip them off all the time. There's no way they ripped me off. And because, like, that's how musicians work, right? Like, every kid who picks up a guitar, you're picking up a guitar to learn how to play your favorite song.
Yep.
You're not doing it like, I'm going to write the best song. No, I want to learn how to play Damn It. Or I want to learn how to play like As I Lay Dying, like 94 Hours, or whatever the riff is, like that's why you start playing. And it's like the most pure expression of love in music is playing someone else's riff.
Yeah.
It's like none of your ego's in it. So people are telling me like, yo, Bring Me the Horizon ripped you off. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and then I see they covered Wonderwall. And I'm like, they're allowed to cover Wonderwall. I didn't write Wonderwall.
True.
And then I listened to Wonderwall by Bring Me the Horizon. I'm like, oh shit, they ripped me off. Like, because there's sections in it that are note for note. So when we did the Under Oasis version, we didn't do the chords from Wonderwall. Like Kay re-voiced everything and reharmonized everything and made it darker and edgier so you could sing the vocal melody over top, but it hits different because there's different context because the backing track's entirely new. Like not just new guitar tones, but new guitar parts. And so when I'm listening to the Bring Me version, I'm like... like there's a certain so at the end of like the one chorus there's a guitar riff that's like da 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 da, and it's like this very specific weird twinkly Underoath reminiscent riff that isn't actually an Underoath riff. It's a K riff. Loner Youth wrote it, right? It's his riff, and that riff note for note is in the Bring Me the Horizon version.
No shit.
And so my initial reaction is to laugh because that's delightful. My secondary reaction is like to take the compliment because like I had said, like there's no pure expression of love as a musician than to hear a cool riff and play it. So like, I'm like, yo, they covered our cover. That's sick. And so...
I love your outtake on this because I thought it was going to go so south. We're like, fuck this,
no.
fuck Ollie, fuck all.
No, like I was like, that's fucking rad.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm a cover artist. So I know firsthand what it means to rip someone off. And like, you can dress it up however you want, like take inspiration. Right. But like, we're all ripping each other off. And like, you can look at a band like Bad Omens. They're pretending they're making original music, but they're just like Diet Bring Me the Horizon. And there's nothing wrong with Diet Pepsi. There's nothing wrong with Diet Coke. There's nothing wrong.
Apparently it's healthier for you.
There's nothing wrong with Diet Bring Me the Horizon. Maybe it's healthier for you. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's healthier to listen to Bad Omens than Bring Me. But like, you look at a band like that, and they're like shamelessly ripping off Bring Me, and like everyone thinks they're sick. Because they're sick. Like, Bad Omens makes good shit. It's obvious where their inspiration comes from, right?
A lot of it. And it's weird because, like, on the topic of, like, Bring Me the Horizon, Bad Omens, I feel like they kind of swapped in a way.
100%.
Like,
100%.
Their older stuff was, like, Sepultura kind of vibe. And then I feel like they just kind of 180'd both. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I remember listening to that one album by Bad Omens. I'm like, wow, this is, like, Sepultura 2.0.
Yes. And I think that's cool because, like, I would like more Sepultura, and Bring Me doesn't seem to be interested in making more of that, right? So, like, it's up to other bands then, other artists to be like, yo, I want to make more of that. So all that is to say, as a musician myself, I think artists ripping off artists is cool and great and good. If you look at like rap music and like hip hop, like they'll put soul samples in songs.
Yep.
You know, or like they'll borrow.
You look at MGK and he took some Paramore riffs.
Right,
so,
exactly. Or you look at like there are certain lyrics like on the new Kendrick record, he says like ain't no other kings in this rap game, they're siblings. And that's a Biggie lyric that Jay-Z also borrowed. So like great musicians always yoink from each other. They're all ripping each other off, and it's cool and good and great and healthy. It's just part of like culture, right? Yeah. Like that's all it is. Like there's a band out there that wrote the first breakdown, and every band that's done a breakdown since is ripping that band off.
Oh yeah.
And that's a cool, good, healthy thing. So when I hear Bring Me the Horizon rip me off, I'm like, sick, that's awesome. And then I see like comments all over the internet that are like, you stole this from Todd Barriage. And it's like, A, they stole it from Loner Youth. I didn't write the riffs.
Right.
But B, also they also did borrow a lot of my harmonies. So like, cool. They also ripped me off. I'm taking the W. Like, this is sick. But I see people, you know, saying, like, disparaging Bring Me the Horizon for doing what all musicians do, which is stealing. Yeah. Like, we all do it. And like, you can try to disguise it, you know,
change
but like,
it up a little bit,
right?
throw
But
some
like,
different things. Yeah,
but they heard something they liked and they recreated it, and I think that's great. And so I make a video on Instagram, and I'm just like, yo, like y'all are like hating on these guys. I just want to make sure you know, like, yeah, these riffs are the same, and there are other similarities. There are also other differences. They did do their own thing with it. They added synths that we didn't have. They got rid of our breakdown and put in like a second verse. Like they made tweaks, but like the skeleton's there. But also I think that's cool and good. And also they're like, it was for Spotify singles. They're making money for like Teenage Cancer Trust.
Yeah, it's like a charity thing. Yeah.
Right. So people are like, they better be giving you royalties. I'm like, they better fucking not. That money's for cancer research. Like, I don't want a penny of that. What are you talking about? So I make this video, I put it on Instagram, and I'm like, yo, stop. And then I go on Twitter. And I'm Twitter, like, yeah, that was a mistake on my part. And
I don't do Twitter, man.
And I don't either anymore. This is the last thing I ever did on Twitter.
Shit.
Was I get on there and I'm like, yo, Bring Me the Horizon ripped me off, but I think it's cool. And so I think I'm saying, yes, this happened, but it's fine. Because the narrative to that point was people are mad at Bring Me. So I'm getting out there and saying, yes, undeniably this happened, but it's fine. And then I get a DM from one Oliver Sykes.
The one.
The guy, the man himself. He hits me up and he's like, hey, man, so I was just made aware of your existence. And he explained to me what happened on their end. Someone took our cover that we did a year ago.
Yeah.
They put it on SoundCloud and titled it Bring Me the Horizon Wonderwall AI or something like that.
No.
Yes. And so they took the instrumental.
Did you ever find that too? Like the AI thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It exists. It exists. And so they took our instrumental and they took our vocals and they ran like the shittiest Ollie Sykes. Like, you know how you can do voice replace? Like there's all those Plankton covers or US presidents say whatever. It was one of those, but Ollie Sykes. And it was bad. Like, it couldn't handle the screams, but like it handled the singing okay. But also we were doing Underoath. So when you put Ollie Sykes on it, it kind of fucks it up. And it sounded really bad. So anyway, Ollie finds that. And so he sees that it's AI and he sees that it's allegedly emulating Bring Me the Horizon. And so he thinks, well, this thing's ripping us off anyway. Right? Because that's how, right? He thinks it's an AI.
So he has the right to take it.
So he's like, I can just yoink what I want from this because it's stealing from us to begin with, which I get. I think is cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, would I do the same thing? Probably not. I have my own feelings about AI that I'm not going to impose on him. But when he told me this, I'm like, yeah, man, like, that's the thing with AI. It's always stolen from somebody. But
and the way that people like repurpose shit as well, like in that sense, like that can get very confusing.
It can get messy.
There was a big thing with, I don't know if you know the artist Ren. Oh, you do? Yeah, so there was like some shit that happened there with like some sort of distribution thing that someone sold like a riff to him and it went like fucking downhill into like courts and stuff like that. So yeah, it can be very messy in that
It can
sense.
get real messy. But anyway, he tells me, you know, that basically the summary of his message was like, I just want you to know that I didn't realize I was ripping you off, but also I totally was, and I'm sorry, basically. And so I told him like, man, maybe stop using AI. Like I gently scolded him for just, you know, but then I was also like, it's fine. Like you get a free one off me for sure. Cause I rip you off constantly. Like
there's a lot of songs in the form of Bring Me the Horizon.
Man. Like we all take influence from it. So I just like, don't give a shit. And so I'm just telling him I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then, that was basically the end. That should have been the end of it. Ollie and I are cool with each other. I believe he reached out to Loner Youth as well. And I believe they also came to an agreement that they were cool and whatever. And then Twitter starts like, because this story is crazy, right? Like this is a weird story.
Yeah.
It's an unlikely, like, why would Ollie Sykes hear my cover of Wonderwall? That's weird. And so what happened on the back end is Kobe.
No, he's canceled now. I did that on stream once.
No.
And people were like, no, we don't celebrate. I'm like, what? I don't follow that stuff, but yeah. Anyway.
Kobe died in a helicopter crash. He's not canceled. He's just gone as far as I'm aware.
But I heard he got canceled because of some other allegation.
Oh, I'm not in tune with things. But
I don't follow that
regardless, so earlier in the day, Kay had hit me up. He's like, should we change the title of our video? Since like Bring Me the Horizon didn't credit us, but like it is also totally our cover that they're covering. And I was like, no, like, I don't think so. I think we're fine to leave it. And he was like, okay, I can go either way. So I'll just leave it. And so we left it for a bit. And then my manager hit me up, and I've got a few managers, but this was like the well-connected music industry real man manager.
Right.
And so he hit me up and was like, you need to change that title of that video.
Oh shit!
Like he told me I had to, and I was like, it's not on my channel, so I'll let Kay know what you said, but like I can't do anything about this, and also I don't really want to. So I told Kay, and he was like, you know what? I think I will. Which like they yoinked our cover. Why not just rename it so we can get some views out of it?
And everyone was cool with it too. Like
and then we were all cool with each other, right? So like as far as the artists were concerned, everything's fine. So Kay changes the video, and now the video title is If Bring Me the Horizon Wrote Wonderwall, because as we learned in real life, if they did do Wonderwall, it would sound an awful lot like this, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because they lifted our riffs. So like I still probably wouldn't have personally done it myself, but like it's fine. It's fair game. It's whatever.
Mean, you still have all the keywords in there as well to like still gain the traction as they come out.
Just getting
and
like
whatnot.
some views from our work, mind you, right? Like,
and it pays you guys in a way, I would assume, right?
I don't know if he's monetized.
Okay.
I don't know his back end.
I know you have to like apply for
I don't
the
know.
covers and
if
stuff.
it was on my channel, we would, but it wasn't on my. It's just like straight up none of my business. It's a video I'm in that I helped make. But anyway, so he changes the title just to, maybe we get some views since we're not getting credited. And like, I don't want to get paid, even if that offer was never made. Yeah. Cause I was just like, no, it's for charity. Fuck off. I don't want a penny of that. So anyway, Bring Me the Horizon's craziest fans find my tweets, find the video that has changed its name, but like we're not hiding what we've done. The beginning card of the video still says Under Oasis writing on the Wonderwall, because that's what it was. That's what we did. That's the thing we made. But just now, Bring Me the Horizon has yoinked it, so we're whatever. People can enjoy both covers now.
Right.
Is that what we're thinking? What the Bring Me fandom thinks happened is that like we covered Wonderwall, and then Bring Me the Horizon covered Wonderwall, and we just like decided they ripped us off. Meanwhile, Ollie Sykes has like gone out of his way to reach out to apologize to us.
Was this before, like, Ollie reached out that you put that video out? Like, what was the order of that? Like, you put a video saying like, I think like, Bring Me the Horizon ripped us off, or was it like Ollie sent you a message first, acknowledging that there was a little bit of?
I think the timeline was he reached out. Yeah, he reached out, and we were good. And people were hating him, so I made the video.
Okay, gotcha.
But me trying to make people stop hating him made a lot more people hate us. So like I was basically dealing with just like people like they would like because it's Twitter. You can only say this many words. And we've been telling this story for 15 minutes. So like this isn't a Twitter story. So people are finding like select little segments of the story and going, this contradicts this. And like it doesn't, because it's a cohesive story. It's just a batshit insane story that is true. And so people are like demanding proof and demanding to read my DMs with Ollie and shit. And it's like, that's like, feels like violating. Like you're not owed my DMs with this famous man.
Yeah.
That feels, for me, that's like I'm invading his privacy.
Oh, 100%.
Right? And so, like, I have people just, like, shitting all over me for, like, a full 24 hours. Like, I'm blocking people just so I don't have to deal with it, and they keep going. Right? And so at some point, I finally go, like, the one that was the loudest, I just, like, quote tweet him, and I'm like, you're a pathetic fucking loser. Here's the DM. Fuck off.
Oh, and you sent it to him.
I just posted it.
Okay, so you eventually...
I did post it.
Okay.
And then people like... And the reason I called this person a pathetic fucking loser, and I stand on it, they spent 24 hours tweeting to and about me about something that's none of their business, telling me I'm making their favorite band look bad by saying they ripped me off, which they did, but I'm saying it's fine. I'm saying they have my blessing, right?
Yeah.
Like, because like it, again, as we started this conversation, we all rip each other off. It's normal and healthy. A lot of
it grows the genre, in my opinion.
We can call it taking inspiration, whatever you want to call it. As someone who has made music professionally my entire adult life, I can tell you, we rip each other off.
Yep.
Every band does it. Every artist does it. It's like great artists borrow, but geniuses steal.
But even that, it's
right?
like the context of your videos, your covers and stuff like that. You have other videos that you've done where it's like Slipknot in the form of Chop Suey, like,
Right,
stuff like that. It's like, that is your content. So for anybody to say like that you're, dishonoring the band and this and that, or I just think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just angry people not happy with their lives that just
Projecting
looking for
it out.
something to complain about.
Because people do have a tendency to, if you feel ugly and useless on the inside, the solution isn't fix yourself.
Right.
The solution is make the rest of the world as ugly and unfulfilling as you are, so that you can feel better. It's not lift me up, it's bring you down.
Yeah.
So these people are like, there's no way Ollie DM'd you, because he's never DM'd me and I love him, And so it's just, so anyway, I snapped, I called this person a pathetic fucking loser. And then I immediately realized, like, that's not me. I know I mean it. I know I'm right.
You do like a quick delete kind of thing?
I deleted my whole fucking account. I nuked that shit. I was like, you know what? Like, Twitter is...
I haven't gone that far.
No, Twitter is moving me to a place where I'm being unkind and rude because they are so toxic and like unreasonable because they won't listen to fucking reason.
Yeah.
That I'm like, you know what?
I love the reason.
Like, I don't...
Sorry.
I got to open for them once.
Pardon?
My old punk band opened for the reason.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, just one time. It was just a one-off. But
Hamilton band, they were great.
Yeah, man, they were great. But yeah, so anyway, I deleted my whole Twitter account because I was like, I don't like this side of me.
Wow, good for you.
So I was just like, this isn't me. So anyway, like, I'm not going to like hide from it and act like I didn't snap and tell someone to get fucked. But also, I don't want to be the dude that tells people to get fucked. So I was like, I'm just going to remove that app. And so these people started following me to Reddit. They started following me to Instagram. And people started just like being really rude and vile. So I DM'd Ollie and I was like, bro, like, I do not want to ask for a shout out. Or I would have yesterday when you reached out, right? Like, I don't want any of this attention or even like credit necessarily on like some official level. But could you like call off your crazies?
I don't even think he has the power to even do that.
But he did, though.
Oh, he did?
Like, it wasn't very successful.
But he actually said
but
something
he
about
straight
it?
up, he screenshotted my request.
I love that.
Posted it to his
even
story.
More.
And no, dude, he's amazing. And he said straight up, like, yo, we did take influence directly from these guys. They did it first. Leave them alone. Shut up and enjoy the music. And like, I respected him fully because like, he didn't need to reach out to us in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like, I wasn't causing a stink, like, Ollie ripped us off and he felt pressured to reach out. It was, he reached out, people were being rude to him, and then I made a video going, guys, chill out, which people then start attacking me. So then Ollie goes, guys, chill out, because we're all fucking okay with each other. But that was basically it. That was the Wonderwall story. And this is all happening, mind you, a week and a half before my album comes out. Like, I have so much stuff I need to be focusing on.
Not drama.
This bullshit.
And death threats and fucking hate and negativity. Dude, there's enough in the world when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, you definitely don't need that, especially coming off of your. This is your first album?
My first full-length solo album since 2014.
And no covers on it.
All Ridge, baby.
All original.
12 of my saddest stretches of music.
Dude. Too bad you didn't have enough time to throw in like a little like FU video in there about the whole Ollie Sykes thing. But like in a way, like it would have been kind of cool. But you're happy with everything that turned out.
I wrote a song with Loner Youth as this was all happening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with these people. But we did collaborate again together in real time while the world's trying to tear us down. We were like, no, let's make something cool.
That's sick.
So yeah, the seventh song called Tactless, Tasteless, Obvious on the record. It's the heaviest song on the record. We had some rage to get out.
Yeah.
So we did that song while this was happening.
Dude, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you followed the Ren thing, but like this sounds like kind of like a
Yeah.
little bit of the same
Like a lot of
similarities.
parallels. I don't pay a lot of attention because I'm so busy making music that when I'm like,
when there's drama and stuff, you want to stay away from it. You don't want to get influenced and this and that. And I get that from a lot of people as well, especially like some of the people that are like, you know, they're trying to make content and stuff like that, and they don't want to listen to stuff. But like, I heard Ren's story as well, and just seeing the shit that he went through, and I'm like, I get it to a degree, and like standing up for yourselves. You guys like obviously had it all cool with Ollie. That's cool. Like that just I don't know him. I've never talked to him before.
dude, he's nice.
I talk to the label a lot. Like Sony has been good with me to some degrees on getting some of my videos and stuff done. But they, I don't know. Like I've been following Bring Me since what? Count Your Blessings.
Yep.
Yeah, like the deathcore style.
Yep.
I
have followed their
with.
whole trajectory.
I stopped after I think like Sepultura, but
man, no. I like for me like. Whatever they think their growth is as musicians is evolving in real time with my taste as a listener. Ooh. So every time they make a record, I'm like, hell yeah. And every time they make another record, I'm like, hell yeah.
And then they saw your cover and they're like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Because that was the thing. Like I listened to their cover and I'm like, hell yeah. Also hilarious.
Yeah.
But hell yeah. Because like, what are the odds?
Seriously.
Right?
And for him to even validate that, like, oh yeah, we got inspiration from your AI cover kind of thing. That's
because the second he learned it wasn't AI, and it was too late. The song had come out, people started shitting on him, and then he's like, oops. Right? And it's like
it happens, man.
It happens.
It's AI. You don't know what's real and this and that.
Yeah,
so.
which is why I say just stay away from it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't know. But also, like, we're all ripping someone off, so fuck it.
So I'm glad, like, kind of hearing your side of the story of, like, you know, kind of like either deleting Twitter and stuff like that, but like the hate comments and stuff that you get from that stuff. Like, how do you deal with that? Like, do you kind of like put it more into the music stuff, or you just like ignore?
I don't ignore. I try to engage with people
in kindness.
Yeah. And then I'm not perfect at it.
Dude, me either.
And I'm very hard on my sleeve, right? So I will, until you wear my patience completely out, I will do everything I can to try to be kind to you. But the second you cross the line with me, it's hands, you know?
Catch these hands.
Yeah,
baby.
man. Like I'm just like, I will do my best to calmly explain my side because anything I say in truth. And if there's an inconsistency in what I say, we probably just need more information to fill the gap. Right. And so it was bizarre having like dozens and dozens and dozens of people like just straight up telling me I'm a liar. And it's like, you don't know me as a person if you're calling me that. Cause like,
or even watch the rest of your content either. I feel like that's
just go listen to both songs. If you listen to 120 in our cover, the timestamp, and 130 in Bring Me's, that's the moment where it's note for note for a solid 20 seconds. They didn't deviate a single like the drums are a little different. Where we have a drum fill, they have a different drum fill. it's the same beat, and they still put a drum fill where the fill was. So, but like again, it's like it's an honor. I'm stoked about it because like they've inspired me for years and years and years, and to know that like they did this thing, and something I did inspired them. Like he straight up said, I could be misremembering, so I'm sorry if this isn't correct, but I'm fairly certain it was implied or said directly that like had we not made our Wonderwall cover, theirs just wouldn't exist. That's how influential it was.
That's so cool, man. That's definitely an honor in itself. Whether, you know, the negativity and stuff that came from it, that is wild. Like, I'm super pumped for you on that.
Thank you,
like,
man.
I'm glad it worked out, like, good. And in the sense of, like, not, you know, lawsuits or something like that. Not that I don't think it would go to that extent, but yeah.
And it wouldn't, like, legally speaking, like, I think on the legal front, we don't have shit.
Yeah.
Like, Wonderwall's not our song. And I don't think you can copyright an arrangement. So legally speaking, all they had to do was license Wonderwall and do whatever they want, whether we did it already or not. Which, like, so on the legal side, Bring Me has always been in the right. It was like the ethics and people being shitty towards them that really made me speak out.
Yeah.
And then people misconstrued what I was saying because I speak flippantly, right? I'm like, yeah, they ripped us off. And like, I think it's a cool thing. And so people hear, they ripped us off. And it's like, no, man, like, this is sick.
I like that. I really do like that, man. I think that's a really cool story that you guys have and something you can bring into, like, you know, the future of music, helping other people, you know, write covers and stuff like that. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about your album and stuff as well. But like, what kind of advice could you bring to people that are doing those covers? Because I feel like there is a lot, and I feel like there's people like blowing up and stuff like that, especially with TikTok and how things are kind of going on social media. But like, what kind of advice do you think you could give to people that are either starting out or, you know, I don't know. I feel like I have my own opinions on it. There's those really good bands that we all kind of look up to, like Our Last Night that does the covers, or like Holocene and stuff. Lauren Babick, I think, has done some stuff.
She does great
Jared
stuff.
Along. I call him Jared Along because it's Blink.
I say Alonge with a je, but yeah, I don't know.
Apparently it is a je, like
just
a
ask
lounge.
him. I could just ask him what it is.
I think I have asked him, but like it's spelled Tom DeLong.
Yes, but with an all on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I call him Jared Along, but it's Jared Alonge, I think. But anyway, but like you're kind of on the same aspect of that as well. So like tell us how your experience has been, maybe a little bit what your inspirations were with your cover stuff, and like how it's kind of like stepped into the style of your new album coming out.
All right. Well, where my head's at right now is, I mean, there's nothing against content. Obviously, like, you're a content creator, and I respect what you do. I have stopped looking at what I do as content, and I look at it as like art. So when I do, for example, Nookie by Limp Bizket, but it's super emo, I'm taking a song that on its surface is like a goofy, tough guy nu metal anthem, and you read the lyrics, it's like, this dude's sad. Like, I'm only human. It's so easy for your friends to give you their advice, but it's easier said than done. Like, what's going on with this guy? Like, he's the man struggling. It's like, I appreciate it, I do, but just leave me alone. Nothing's gonna change. And like, this dude's in this like toxic relationship cycle, making the song like, I did it all for the nookie. But it's like, no, this dude is heartbroken. Like, the verses are about this girl like cheating on him, and he's like so wrapped up in her that he can't like get away from her. And like, it's a sad song. So like, what I'm doing now is like, I'm tapping into the emotional core of the song. And I'm like, man, Nookie's an emo song. Like, it just is. So like, and like Fred Durst like put out a news article like recently, and he was like, man, no one listened to those lyrics. They didn't understand what a vulnerable place I was in. And then I was like, in my head, I'm like, bro, I knew. I made emo Nookie. And then he actually, without me like reaching out to him or anything, he like shared my video on Instagram. Yeah.
Fuck.
So I've got Fred Durst sharing my videos, and I've got Ollie Sykes remaking them.
Your DMs.
Yeah.
Remaking them. Yeah. Oh shit.
Like, but it's just like sick having these like dudes I look up to just like engaging with the stuff I do.
I got goosebumps just even hearing that. That's really cool.
It's nuts. And so like, I'm trying to like, cause like music is an expression of emotion. And like, so when I look at content, I think of like videos I've done, like the When We Were Young festival in 13 minutes. And it's just fucking slop. It's just 10 seconds of this song, 10 seconds of this song, 10 seconds of this song. Look how cool I am doing 10 seconds of these 64 different songs.
It's 10-second epic right there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
Honestly,
Wow.
you're carefree.
They were Canadian, right? Am I tripping on that?
Maybe. I know they did a song with Lights, and I believe she's Canadian.
There's a connection in there somewhere. But
Yeah.
regardless.
Anyways, sorry.
Regardless, it's like, oh damn, my whole brain emptied.
I'm sorry.
What was I saying?
I do that. I go off tangents. The nookie.
The nookie.
Tapping into the emotional side.
So like there's nothing wrong with content. Like I have made content with the When We Were Young medley.
Yeah.
And it's just 10 seconds of this song, 10 seconds of that song. But like that's not fulfilling. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't move me emotionally to sit there and just hammer out riffs. So like what I'm doing now where I'm at is like I'm approaching, they're almost like rewrites or reimaginings of like what is actually the core of this song, or how can I reframe this song to give it new context just by changing the style. So like Master of Puppets, but it's pop punk, goes from like Master of Puppets is like angry song about like struggling with addiction, where like the pop punk version I made, the idea was at some point drugs are fun, right? They're still not great. This is the stage where they're taking control of your life and you don't realize it yet.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was going with when I did that travesty to to Metallica, was like people thought I was being so disrespectful to the original, and it's like I can see why you see it that way. But like it's just 6 months before Metallica's version, you have my version where the drugs are fun and you come crawling faster. I'll be your master, you know, and it's.
But that's the art aspect of
Yes,
it. Like
and-
it's like forming it in the way that it might have been wanted to be perceived, but in a more musically fashioned way.
Because Metallica's version is from the addict's perspective in terms of its placement, because it's tormented, but the lyrical language is from the perspective of the drug. So my pop punk version is like, what if it just sounded like the drug trying to sell itself, and it's fun and it's upbeat and it's catchy and there isn't a 7-minute guitar solo, and it just gets to the point, it's fun and it's punchy, but then my cover ends with this like somber trap beat that Kala produced, and that is the start of the downfall, where things are just melting and you're losing touch with reality and the world around you is kind of fading away.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I really like that
And so like
aspect.
every dumb thing I do now is I'm doing that sort of like I'm trying to like there's a reason I'm reframing. So when I did like Break Stuff again by Limp Bizket, but it's super emo, right? I mean, you listen to the first like 20 seconds of my version and it's like, it's just one of those days.
Yeah.
You don't want to wake up, because that's how that song feels lyrically. But Fred sells it with this like macho cool guy energy, right?
Just one of those days.
Yeah, and it's sick.
So
It's like, yeah, it is just one of those
aggressive.
days. I do want to break some shit. But there are other days, like I know from struggling myself with like mental illness, where it's like, there are those days where you do just want to break stuff, but like it's not cool. Like you're having a bad time, and so you just break something and you still feel nothing after, you know? Like, so it's because I'm like an emo kid. It's just I don't listen to a lot of music like I make these days. Like I'll listen to the new Bring Me the Horizon record, for example, like twice, and then I'll go back to listening to like rap or soul or new metal or like
All right.
like not emo. I don't listen to a lot of emo. I listen to enough to like I like it, but also
Yeah.
I make it all day every day.
Right.
Right? So like when I'm done work, the last fucking thing I want to do is listen to something that sounds like the thing I just made. And I think that's important, like to bring it back to your actual question, for like newer artists coming into the cover space, like
Yeah.
be authentic to yourself. Like I messed up early on, and I didn't understand YouTube. I didn't understand the creative space. I was coming off of having just been a producer for a decade and deciding, screw this, I want to make my own stuff. And so I come in and I see Alex Melton, and he's doing If Blink-182 Wrote, whatever. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking sick. I want to do that. Just like when you're a little kid and you see someone, like you hear a Metallica riff and you're like, that's sick, I want to do that. And you pick up your guitar and you learn Master Puppets. It was that. I saw Alex Melton crushing it with this pop punk thing he's doing. And he's beautifully doing it, masterfully doing it, and artistically doing it. But I didn't like see really the authenticity in what he was doing and how he was just reflecting himself in the songs he chooses to cover and how he chooses to cover them. Like, the dude's American. I assume he grew up on country music. And that is why he does the country versions of pop punk songs. Because that's an authentic reflection, I think. I've never spoken to him, so I can't say for sure. I can't speak on his behalf. But it seems to me that it's an authentic reflection of himself.
That's cool. I've seen some people on TikTok as well. There's one guy, he does like folk.
Right.
In the form of like Slipknot and stuff like that. I'm like, this sound, and he sounds good. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love my emo, deathcore, metalcore, but like, dude, Zach Bryan is like my go-to for like country-ish kind of emo-y style music, and it's good. And I didn't think I would even like that kind of. Dude, every metalhead is like, fuck country,
right?
Everything
until you find the country you like.
Yeah. So like when I started listening a little bit more the Zach Bryan stuff, I'm like, this is really good. The way he writes his lyrics, the emotion that comes out of it. But then you start hearing a little bit more folk stuff put into like the stuff we actually love. It's like, wow.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. That's sick.
So early on, this is a mistake I was making, was I saw Alex doing the Blink thing and I thought, oh, I want to do that. So I literally did that. I started making if Blink-182 wrote videos.
Okay.
And I'm thinking at the time, I've got the algorithm in my head, right?
Right.
Which, like, in an artistic medium, don't do that. Just don't do that. Like, you're making art. Just make the fucking art. Don't worry about the algorithm. Because I'm thinking, like, this dude's huge doing this. I would also like to do that. So I'm just going to do the same thing and then I'll get huge. And obviously that didn't happen. I still have less than 100,000 subscribers to this day. But like, I did, I think the first Blink-182 video I did was All Star, but it's Blink-182. And it's Anthem Part 2 by Blink-182, the instrumental, but I sing All Star over it. Yeah. And then it becomes a mashup later on. And I was like, that was so much fun. And then I had this idea. I was like, I'm going to do 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton if Blink-182 wrote it. And so I hunker down, I spend 3 or 4 days making it. I go to upload my video, and 5 hours ago, what do I see on my YouTube homepage but Alex Melton?
The same one.
If Blink-182 wrote 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
No shit.
So we uploaded our videos the same day, and his is way better. He's like on top of a car, like playing in the sky, and I'm like green screened on my desk. Like, I think it's interesting that we did the same title for the video, the same song. We're both just on something we shouldn't be on, but his is big and cool and in the sky, and mine's lit, and there's 3 of me on my desk as if it's a stage. Like, it was dumb. And like, my cover wasn't very good because I was just like trying to shoehorn a niche that was not mine. And a style that wasn't, like, I don't even really make, I have a little bit of pop punk on my record, but like, it's mostly emo and post-hardcore, right? Like, you've heard it. Like, there's a couple pop punk songs.
There's a lot of like Yellow Card. There's the Taking Back Sunday thing that I heard as well in there. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, this sounds almost identical to that part.
Love that band.
And
I have written Make Damn Sure like 6 times.
Oh, really?
Like I just keep writing it. It's such a banger chorus that, like, more often than not, I just end up writing it again. And I'm like,
true.
It's sick. I'm not going to make a worse chorus just because it already exists.
Well, that's like some of the Bring Me that breakdowns that you have in a lot of your stuff as well, right? Like, it's such a great breakdown.
How can I put the Lost breakdown into Adele?
Yeah, that should just be a whole channel in itself. Like, the Lost breakdown in every song.
It's like that John guy who I'm sure you've seen his videos. It's like he'll like cover a song and the instrumental will play, and then he'll just start singing All Star.
I've seen some videos like that.
His whole channel is that.
Okay.
And it's fucking hilarious because it'll be like In the End by Linkin Park. And you're like, sick, I can't wait to hear him sing this. And then every time he gets me. Because just when it's supposed to come in with like, it starts with, he's like, what's even the first lyrics to All Star?
Hey now, I don't know.
That's the chorus.
That's the chorus. I can't remember.
I'm blanking, man. I've covered All Star. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I was thinking of Shrek.
That's a good cheat code.
Yeah.
Just kicking the door open. But yeah, so all that is to say, I started copying a dude's thing. Just find your own thing. Because like, I spent so long trying to be the pop punk guy, and there just already was one.
Yeah.
And he's better than me. And like...
But I think you need those things to like get to where you want to go
It helps
as well.
me find my sound.
Yeah.
But like, if you start getting frustrated with like, why is my channel not growing? Maybe it's because you're an unoriginal hack. And you can keep being that, but just understand that that is what you are, and this is why your channel isn't growing. Where once I locked into like the super emo series, where it's, you know, like Slayer Raining Blood, but it's super emo. Back in Black by AC/DC, but it's super emo. Or Chop Suey, but it's super emo. Like all of those, like that's my thing. Like I crush that.
Yeah.
And like super emo, like people will be in my comments like, actually, that's not emo. And it's like, no, it's super emo. Because like emo has had so many phases and is such a wide thing that like what super emo is, and that's specific. I use the term.
I was going to ask one of these
I
questions.
use super emo that's the term, right? Because super emo is what I do. And what I do is I take all the things that are like emo, but they are, let's be real.
Adjacent-ish, yeah.
All the emo adjacent stuff. It like, if it is sad pop punk, if it is sad post-hardcore, if it is kind of angry post-hardcore, it's all emo to me. Yeah. I don't care. And so that's my term for the thing that I do. And yeah, it doesn't sound like American football, or it doesn't sound like Sasha, or it doesn't sound like Mineral, or sometimes it does sound a little bit like Arm's Length. They're cool. I like them a lot. But like, it just like, I don't know. It's just, there's a whole umbrella of terms that emo encompasses that sure, they're not real emo. So I'm just going to lump them all together and call it super emo. It's all the things that emo is to most people.
Yeah.
Not the purists, just most people. And I just call that super emo.
I like that approach for sure. Because I asked Matt Cutshall when I was interviewing him as well. I'm like, what do you find that's like emo? And it's like, I feel like there's just different generations of emo as well. And people kind of like say, you know, emo is one thing to them, or, you know, all music is emo. And I get that a lot.
Oh, right.
But I remember when
it's all emotions.
Yeah,
no,
it's all emotions.
There's like there's a little something.
Yeah.
There's a little something.
When I think of emo, I'm like, dude, you hate your life. You're cutting your wrist kind of deal. Like, it's like that.
Because that's third wave emo.
Third wave emo.
Yeah,
okay,
that's third wave emo. Like that's like the MCR, the U's.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's just
I'm
third
glad
wave.
you brought up the U's, because when I started doing reactions, I reacted to one of their new songs at the time. And I'm like, oh shit, this is the nice, like, you know, emo stuff that I wanted from the U's back in the day. And I'm like, and now they're bringing it back. This is sick. And I remember, like, this was when I first started, and this is where the hate kind of started coming.
Yeah.
They're not emo. Wikipedia says they are not emo.
Oh
and
my
this,
God.
I'm like, dude, it's the U's, man.
You do not get more third wave emo.
And listen to the lyrics,
U's.
man. It's fucking, I hate my life. I'm going to...
Box of sharp objects. What a beautiful thing.
Right?
You're telling me that's not emo?
I know.
Are you nuts?
I know. Maybe they just don't want to be labeled as emo, and that's fine.
But bands don't get to choose what they are.
I guess, yeah.
You know, like, and especially, like, I find genre purists are so whack, because, like, maybe shut up and listen. Like, and I feel like it's a result of non-creative people existing near creative spaces. They want to feel like they're contributing something somewhere.
Yeah.
And so they put themselves in the role of gatekeeper, because they can't make anything. So the best they can do is judge.
Yep.
Right? Which is like fine. But I don't think in an artistic space, the non-artists get to call the shots.
100%.
The same way that like artists don't really get to choose what they're called. I think just like the overarching public decides.
Yeah.
Because that's how categorizations work. That's how spoken language works. Like the word work. That doesn't mean anything. It's just our mouths going work. And we decide to attribute meaning to that. And in English-speaking countries, it means something. If you go to somewhere that the word work doesn't exist, guess what? The word work doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It depends on your culture and your upbringing and your understanding what you decide these mouth sounds mean. It is not fucking sacred. Words are invented all the time. Like, words come and go. They change meanings. Like, the word idiot used to not just mean the dude that cuts you off in traffic. It's a medical term for someone with, like, delayed, like, you know what I mean? Like, it may be a slur depending who you ask.
True.
And how sensitive they are to certain terminology. So, like, to then go to the word emo and be like, no, it means this. It's always meant this. It can only mean this. Fuck off.
I agree. It kind of it boggles my mind as well. But like, I mean, people be peopling. They're gonna say all that stuff on your videos and whatever it is.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
you know,
I am to a degree as well. And sometimes, you know, it's like some people catch me on my days, and it happens. And like, there was one recently where I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I apologize, kind of thing. Like,
right.
I kind of just went like, I think I misread it because I was going through a bunch of comments where I was just like, shit. I feel like Facebook is becoming the next like Twitter these days. I hate Facebook so much.
Like, I did a collab with Anthony Vincent recently.
Mm-hmm.
That
He's
was ironically enough, a hollaback girl in the style of Bring Me the Horizon. And he was like trying to tag me on Facebook. And he was like,
where's your Facebook?
Bro, the tag's not working. I'm like, because I don't fucking exist. Why would I be on Facebook? Like, I was an early adopter, right? Like, I was on it before you were like allowed to be, unless you were in college. Like, and I was in grade 12, I think, and I had to like pretend I was going to the local college to like be able to sign up for an account. Like, like early adopter. I saw the downfall of Facebook in real time, and like 2017, 2018, I was like, dude.
I only use it for
I'm
business
out.
and
I won't even use it for that
because
like I don't want to engage with the culture there.
Oh,
and
I
same
try
reason
not to
I'm off
engage.
TikTok. I don't like what TikTok is doing to people, and so for me, ethically, I'm like, I don't want to contribute. I don't want to be the reason anyone has TikTok. And like, for me, I'm okay with taking the hit. I understand how it hurts my reach.
Yeah, I think we've even had this conversation
and
as
it's
well.
like, and no hate to anyone that uses it. Like, do your thing, get your bag. But like, for me, it's like,
oh, and us Canadians don't even get bags.
and we don't even get the bag from TikTok. And the
Yeah.
conversion from TikTok, ass.
I know.
Like 0.001% of people that see your TikTok might go watch a YouTube video,
Oh, dude.
much less subscribe.
I have 844,000
TikTok followers?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, I mean, like, even my YouTube is like 234, I think, as
Right.
well. But like, yeah, the conversion's not there
Conversion's
either.
not, because it's different people.
But like,
There's
people
some
don't hit
overlap.
followers, and I hate to say this, but like, followers don't mean anything either.
No, it's a per video virality and maintaining momentum on the account. Follower count doesn't really mean anything.
I mean, for like my aspect of it, it's like, yeah, I'm getting the band names out. That's obviously my goal for that. But yeah, for people that think that like Canadians, you know, make money, or at least Americans do, we don't. Like, as much as I can like get between 180,000 to, you know, 1.2 million views, I don't get paid a dime from that. Even our live streams, like I pull out, because I think you have to reach like a maximum of like $100 or something like that.
Yes, that's
I think
the
the
payout
most
threshold,
I've ever pulled off of there out of like the 3 years that I've been on TikTok, dude, probably like $200.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah,
That's rough.
So like, that's where I like YouTube Shorts and stuff like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
at
yeah.
least. But like, that's like my stronger platform. But I do work with bands to like promote them and stuff like that.
And your
as well.
content works well for shorts.
Yeah,
Like, you're one of the like 3 people on Reels that like, because sometimes when I open, because I don't use Reels, even as a viewer, like I just don't use.
I don't either. My wife
but,
sends
like,
me shit all the time. Like, use TikTok.
Well, I'm just
But
like,
yeah.
I just don't like videos like this. But,
okay.
but when it's your face that opens up, I'm not mad. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
like,
good. I'm
like,
glad I don't have an
like the
angry
stuff
face.
you make, but like, for me in like the artistic space, like I see so many people, like they put so much focus on like, I need to post on TikTok every day. I need to make a reel. I need to make a short. And it's like, fucking why? You're selling 3-minute long songs. The conversion rate is near 0. Focus on your 3-minute long form actual artistic videos. You're spending all this time, all this energy worrying about this thing that actually means nothing. Like, I've gotten like reels with close to maybe over 1 million views. And then you go to Spotify and it's got like 40,000 plays. That means nothing. Those real plays mean nothing. It's just passive slop for people to be like, haha, yeah, that is Bring Me the Horizon Hollaback Girl. Haha, yeah, that is emo. But they're not engaging with it. Like, you're not connecting, because the kind of people that use short-term apps aren't there to connect. They're there to veg out at the end of the day and shut their brain off.
True.
And just like get whatever dopamine their unfulfilling job didn't give them through the day, which is like, it has a purpose. I'm not saying that people that use TikTok are dumb or like passing a judgment on them as a person, but in terms of like getting my art to connect with someone, it's just not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I would rather have 100 people like love a video I put out and watch it and like leave a comment than have 1 million TikTok views.
Right.
Because those views don't mean anything to me or the people viewing it. It's just another 15-second clip they can swipe past.
Yeah, to a degree. I think I can kind of agree with you on that.
Specifically with art, because what you do is like entertainment.
Yeah.
And they're there to be amused and entertained. And
they're there for that for sure. And like, I do have a big following where it's like they look for new metal music or just new music. So like my favorite comments on there is like, running to the playlist, running to Spotify, this and that. Thank you for filling up. Like 90% of my songs are from your video, and that's my goal. That's my,
like that's what you want to accomplish.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I know it might have some views and stuff like that, but like obviously the conversion rates and like the people that I've talked to and bands that I've worked with, and even bands that have even like helped get signed.
That's
like
huge.
There's a handful in the last like 5 months that like. There's like Deadlands, Gore. There's Forward. There's Face Yourself that just got signed by fucking Sumerian. There's the couple more that I think that are coming through as well.
That's sick.
Rev Noir or whatever their name is too. Yeah, so many of them where I'm like, dude, we listened to you guys since day one, and we started making fucking content, and the fact that you guys got the record label that you wanted,
in part because of that attention,
because the attention and like the plays that they get, and like some of the DMs that I get from people are so awesome to see and hear, even if it's like 1,000 plays on their Spotify playlist. They're so jazzed up because
sick.
Like it's hard to get out
and
the noise that's out
what
there.
what I think makes what you do so valuable is that like when I upload a TikTok, I'm selling me. You aren't selling you.
No.
And so people are a lot more receptive because you're not self-promoing. You're promoting things you like and think are cool. And so like people are a lot more receptive to someone going, yo, you should check out this band, rather than, yo, check out my band. You know what I mean?
And I get both for sure.
Right.
And,
but I mean but you're not shilling you.
No.
Right? And that's what I think makes what you do so valuable is you're putting on other people.
I agree with that for sure. And I think like, and where I was kind of getting with like, hey, if you had some, insights for those people that are making covers to get their name out and stuff like that, I feel like there was another thing that I would add is like just connecting with people.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like my DMs are always like read. I reply to like a lot of people as well. Like I even send like voice memos to people, and they're
huge.
like, just to see them go like, holy shit, I didn't expect to get like a voice memo from you. Like, let alone even open up my message. Like for us, we're like, holy shit, Ollie Sykes fucking messaged me type deal. Like that's huge. But like we are those kind of people to someone that listens to our music or watches our content. So like I thrive off of that. The amount of messages I get from people where it's like, man, your content, like I had a shitty day. I've binge watched a couple of your videos, or like I watched your YouTube. Thank you for just making my life fucking more exciting. And like, that's what I get off on.
Yeah.
As much as I'm helping the bands, as much as like, yeah, I'm growing a following, they pick up some black merch and stuff, but like, you don't see me sitting on the fucking videos going like, buy my merch, go onto my Patreon, and subscribe.
And that's what it feels like as a musician when you post a reel or a TikTok. That's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like you're, to some extent, like it's marketing.
Yeah.
And people are way more receptive to marketing when it's passive or when it's secondary.
Yeah.
When you're marketing yourself, it can get a little dicey.
Damn.
Let's chap up.
I know. That's a good thing.
They discontinued this. This like it's Total Hydration by Chapstick. They discontinued it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the only chapstick I've ever used that does, because you know how like chapstick can like just dry your lips out more?
I guess so.
So like this is the only
really
one.
Use it, so.
I'm
getting like
all
cotton
winter
mouth
I
right
have
now,
to.
so.
All winter I have to.
Yeah?
Yeah, every winter. It's just I'm wired that way.
In winter. Dude, my knuckles.
Dude, the back of my right hand specifically.
Yeah,
dude,
I get it too. Maybe
I was
it's a
driving
Canadian
the other day
thing.
and I was like, I'm getting fucking old. I need to hydrate or moisturize rather.
And probably hydrate as well. No, dude, this has been really cool. And just hearing your story, your your inspirations, where you grew up in like making this kind of stuff, and like how you got into it. I find it very fascinating because like I got into a little bit of the punk rock, go into your own band kind of thing when I was like 14-ish as well, like the My Chem days, Sum 41, Blink. And it inspired me a lot to like get into the music. Like from there, you know, I was always the guy that like downloaded shit from like LimeWire, which was on MySpace, and you go down the hallways jamming earphones in people's ears. That was like my thing. I was like, I love showing people new music and stuff like that. Dude. So like when I find a band even today where it's like, oh, this band sounds like this, I think you'll like this and this and this. This is where I feel like this is like the new age,
that's sick,
adult version of like sharing music and stuff.
Because that's like for me in high school, like I would just like start little shitty cover bands, and so now I'm on YouTube as an adult. I'm a shitty little cover band. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like it's sick how like we both managed to like take the thing we did growing up, and that's the thing we do like forever.
Isn't it crazy the fact that we're like 35 years old
man.
And we're fucking YouTubers and like making music and stuff?
Dude, I made my YouTube account like 2006.
Oh shit.
It's the same account I made in high school.
I think mine's like 2016 when I made mine.
Yeah.
I didn't post or do anything with YouTube
no. Like I didn't start making videos till later, but like it's the one I made when it's like sign up to YouTube. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch the 6 videos this website has.
Dude, just imagine if we like actually started in like 2008,
dude,
like when it wasn't even that. Like the Smosh videos. You ever watch those?
No, actually, I just missed them.
No,
like I'm like
they took like what was it? I Set My Friends on Fire, and they made one of their songs into like this puberty song kind of thing.
Smosh is like tapped into the emo scene.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they
That's
made
rad.
like little parody videos and so it was fucking hilarious. I should fucking show you that. I can't believe you never heard of them.
I've heard of them. I just never watched a video.
Yeah, they did like skits and stuff as well, but I think they
they were
did
like
some music stuff, which was
sick.
a lot of fun. Which kind of gives me more those vibes. You and like, I feel like I can kind of tie you in with like Jared Alonge as well.
Yeah, like we're in the same ecosystem. For sure.
Have you ever talked to him at all?
No. We were in a Discord server together. I forget the name of it. I call it the Cool Kids Club. Basically, like it's like a who's who of like YouTube musicians. And then for some reason they invited me to join it. And so,
I can see why. What do you mean for some reason?
Well, I just feel like they're all like really good and really big, and like, look, I'll give myself my flowers. I'm really good, but my channel's still small. Like I don't have my plaque yet. Right. You know what I mean? So it's and like I've collabed with Jonathan Young, I've collabed with Anthony Vincent, but like Lauren's in there. I think she started it. Like Lauren's in there, like
Lauren
Jared's
Babbitt?
in there. Yeah, and it's like just the coolest people, and like I think it was John. He was like, yo, come join this. And he just like sent me an invite. And I was just like, okay. And I get in and it's like, I just see the list on the side and I'm like starstruck at my computer. Like I've never talked to any of these fucking people. And so like, I'm like, I'll hop in sometimes and say a thing and then dip. Cause I'm like, I don't want to like embarrass myself in front of all these like actual real music. I guess I'm it's my full-time job. I guess I'm as real as it gets. I'm just on the broke side, but like it's like I don't know, it's wild being in the same space as them. Like I'll be talking to someone and like Jared will like come in and say a thing too, and I'm like, oh, I need to leave.
Like Jared Dines or Jared Alonge? Okay,
yeah. Dines might be in there too. I haven't looked at the full list.
He's busy, man. I did an interview with him as well. He's a very busy dude and doing his whole show, the Music Mansion stuff. Like,
yeah.
I thought this was production. I'm like, this guy's got like 700 cameras running in that.
Yeah, that's like a production.
Yeah. I know the producer for that as well, Ashtone Audio, and they brought on like Caliber TV to record that. It's really cool to see. It would have been awesome to see you on that show, maybe on the next season or something.
Man, people keep saying, like, I get tagged.
Yeah.
Like when they're like, Musician Mansion season 2 coming soon. And then it's just like people being like, why isn't Todd here? And it's like not a ton of comments, but like more than one. And it's just like, oh man. Cause like I'm looking at it like, I don't know if I like would be good on it. Like I don't know.
I think your personality would be freaking awesome for that. Like I feel like you have like a very happy-go-lucky kind of like vibe.
I'm also a shit disturber, and I feel like I would like
drama, dude. It's fucking reality TV.
I think I would be good maybe in a situation like that. I don't know if it would be good for me to be in a situation because like I am a shit disturber by nature, but I'm really trying to like be chill and zen and like express myself through love, but like I'm an asshole. I am one. And like I feel like a show like that would give me the opportunity to like just be my worst self and have it be like encouraged and celebrated. And I don't know if that's good for my spirit.
I hear you. Good for your spirit, good for your brand and everything.
Man. Like I'm doing my best to like what I wanted, because you want to get people into bands, right? Like that's what you want to accomplish. I want to like help people through hard times, either by reframing a new metal song into an emo song, so that like people that wouldn't otherwise get what you need to get from a song like Break Stuff or Nookie can now listen to this version and relate to the lyrics through that medium. But I also want to like inspire people to like start their own band and stuff. And I feel like if I'm on TV being an asshole, I'm, I might make someone be like, oh, I don't want to be like him.
I get it to a degree for sure, but I feel like there's still like other band members that are like that are assholes as well. Like I feel like there's just shit just coming out left, right, and center. I'm not calling him an asshole, but you know, you got Tim from As I Lay Dying with all the news out there. There's new stuff that apparently has surfaced about Ben Durr of Shadow of Intent.
God damn, man.
Yeah, so it's like, not saying go be an asshole, but like, it's not attractive at all. And that's the shit that'll get you fucking canceled for sure. And so, because I can play all instruments, and you're not just a vocalist.
Right, yeah.
All the vocalists out there like, don't cancel me. But dude, you've been killing it. I gotta admit, and I want to dive down a little bit more into your new album that's coming out. What is it called again?
All the Right Scars.
All the Right Scars. I mean, that sounds like emo as fuck right there.
I named it the day I submitted the record to my label.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was going to be called the Todd album.
The Todd album.
Yep. Just because like I didn't know what to call it. And like
I'm glad you did, because I like that. I like where you got now.
Yeah, man. Because like I knew it was a dumb name, but like I'm Todd and it's my album. And I didn't know what else to call it.
It's my first one
in 11 years. Because I have another one called This Is Love, and so This Is Love's album art is I was 3-year-old junior kindergarten class picture, and I look like I'm about to cry because I was. And this new album is me at 7. Actually crying. So it's like,
shit.
You thought life was hard then, little guy. It got worse.
I mean, Ronnie Rackey's got his fucking mug.
Oh, yikes. I didn't know he was there. That's a jump scare and a half. Jesus Christ.
Popping out all willy-nilly. I'm surprised you haven't jumped on that train for covers and stuff. Making Falling in Reverse stuff.
Don't touch it.
All right,
Won't touch it. Won't touch it. Don't need that energy near me.
Dude, I hear you. I got to react to it. I got to review it and stuff. Man. And
and because you do content, right?
Yes.
And to be a pretentious little shit, I make art. So like I think the shit I make needs to represent me and my values to some extent.
For sure.
And so there's certain things like I have covered MGK twice, and I don't think I ever will again because I felt dirty both times.
Really?
Yep. And if I feel dirty doing MGK, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, just he's done some shady stuff, said some stuff about people who are ages that maybe you don't say those things about. Maybe he's a little more pop punk than we all thought.
I don't know. I didn't know that much. All I know is that I'm in his Hulu documentary for 2 seconds.
Good for you, man.
I didn't even get asked for it.
Whatever.
I didn't know, but someone messaged me and they're like, yo, you and Wyatt Stav are in
wild,
the
man.
MGK documentary. And I had like a couple DMs from people like, oh shit, that's pretty fucking cool. But like, I loved the album that he first put out, the punk rock album. That was really cool. But this second one wasn't too hot on.
Yeah, I thought the music was fine.
Yeah.
Like Nick Long, who actually wrote everything, did a great job.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, MGK just mumbles monotonely over top of Nick's amazing arrangements.
I think I saw like a TikTok of what's his name, Stevie T, which is also Canadian.
Oh yeah. And is he?
Yeah,
dude, Canadians are heavy hitters on YouTube.
They really are.
Like Linus Tech Tips. Canadian. He's like a big computer guy. Oh. Like from earlier, I'm a nerd. This is an off-camera thing, by the way. From earlier this interview, we were troubleshooting stuff. But like I'm a computer guy, so like I like they're sort of like the Disney Channel version of tech videos. It's really watered down. They're always shilling something, but Canadian.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
he's
Stevie T's Canadian.
Stevie T's Canadian. Lauren Babbitt was Canadian as
Yep,
well.
yep.
Well, she still is, I guess. But like
So
Nick
she revoked
Nocturnal. Yeah.
Nick's Canadian.
Nick's Canadian as well.
Get
I'm
outta
pretty
here,
sure
man.
he's actually Canadian, but he moved down to Florida just recently.
Okay. I didn't
And
know that.
then Metalburb, myself.
Yeah.
Bogdan, he's another
that's
metal
wild.
reactor. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other people as well. What is Anthony? No?
He's from New York.
New York? Okay.
Yeah, and he's from, like, if you talk to him, like, he.
Oh, you hear the accent?
Not the accent necessarily, the attitude. He's just very straightforward.
Okay.
Like, one of the most matter-of-fact people. And, like, for me, like, I'm a little on the spectrum. So, like, when I talk to Anthony, it's like, that man says exactly what he means, and I love it. I don't have to guess for a second what he's getting at.
I feel like us Canadians need more of that. To be honest.
Man.
I feel like we beat around a bush, like I don't want to hurt your feelings or
yeah.
assume anything.
Yeah,
and
we're too polite. We're too polite. So I really like working with Anthony. Like he's talented as hell,
great.
obviously,
and
but
his
like
hair is nice.
his hair's beautiful.
Yeah.
But like,
what happened to your hair? Why'd
cut
you
it
cut
off.
your hair?
I just cut it off.
You just decided.
Just every 5 years, I look in the mirror and I go, nah, and I snip it all off. I think I'm keeping it short forever now, though. I think it's just gone.
All right.
Yeah, I think I've been cutting it and keeping it short. So
I like it.
Yeah, thank you, man.
But I do miss your long hair. You had like nice,
man,
curly dreads.
I was like Anthony Vincent's son.
Yeah.
Like he's got facial hair and like waist length curls, and I had like shoulder length curls and like okay, this teen stash. I just need to go on record here. I haven't shaved this in nearing 4 years. This is just This is my facial hair.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
man. It's awesome.
That's why you look like you're fucking 26 years
I never
old.
finished puberty. That's why I can sing so high. Like it's easy for me.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah, dude. I did
Balsam drop.
Yeah, I did 3/4 of puberty. Dude, getting a vasectomy when your balls haven't dropped yet?
You had a vasectomy?
Yeah, man.
Dude, I have
want
that as
kids.
well.
Let's go.
Yeah. Did you get fixed or reversed? I went through the reversal as well.
Oh no, I don't want kids. Like I'm.
I didn't we did. We were trying,
Right,
but like
right.
it didn't work even after that.
Oh,
so
wow.
Like,
Oh, wow.
The pain. Ugh.
Yikes!
And it's a different procedure too.
Yes, it would have to be. It would have to be entirely different.
Yeah,
it's not just tie knot, untie knot. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's like not even where they fucking did the shit.
It's a whole ass different thing.
I got put out and everything.
You get rerouted.
Yeah, rerouted.
Yeah.
That's the right term for it. Fuck, the more you know.
But yeah, so speaking of me singing high, my album, we were heading there, and I think I derailed us. But
that's fine. I like the derails.
yeah, it's so I've been writing this album for like 12 years.
12 years. Okay.
Yeah, so the first song on it
Basically
called
since you were 7.
yeah. So the first song on it called I Think I Used to Matter. The original demo of it I did in 2013.
Wow.
And it
was it ever released?
No.
Okay.
I just like I did it and like it was a complete and it was like way more AFI influenced and like really punk and really
think
raw.
I heard it a lot in your vocals.
Oh
I think,
yeah,
in
man.
there too.
And so like, and there are other songs just through the years, and that's part of why I was gonna call it the Todd album, was because it was my life over 12 years condensed into a half hour basically. So like it's like the most honest thing I think I've ever written. Like if you like listen to the lyrics, especially if you read the lyrics, it's like a blog post or a conversation. Like it's very, I'm not using any metaphors. I'm not using any poetic devices. It's just like the opening lyrics it's just me, 5'10", 130 pounds.
5'10", 130 pounds.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like
that
that's
makes me
just
want to lose weight now.
I'm 140 now. Like I've gained weight since I wrote it, but it doesn't flow as well.
It's the winter.
Yeah, man. I gained the COVID-19 and I've only lost 5 of it.
Yeah, I was kind of listening. Like, I had it on when I was trying to set everything up.
Yeah, man.
This is clearly our first Bleghcast session here,
man.
which has been fantastic.
And I'm honored to be part of the first one too. I don't know if I said
Thank
that
you.
yet, but this is a big deal to me. I appreciate
had Metal
it.
Burb lined up for it, and
Right.
we were both super slammed. And like, I just got back from vacation. I was
Right.
like, and he was like, I have things to do.
Let's just push this.
Yeah, so we pushed it. I'm like, all right,
hell
no
yeah.
worries.
I got
so,
shoved
yeah,
up.
you
Let's
got
go.
the shotgun on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Metal Burb. You'll get the
That's
next
sick.
one. But like, it's just really cool to see like all this come together. And I totally forgot where I was fucking going
You were
with
talking
this.
about you were listening to my record.
Yeah, listening to your record while setting everything up, and I was just like, kind of had it on in the background. I'll do like a proper album
Right.
review and listen to it, but like I heard like even some of the lyrics in there did sound really deep into some of them. And I remember one I was like, I'm broke. I have, I could barely put gas in my car kind of thing. Like, explain like what your like emotions going through, like how, when you said you were like making this video out of the 13 years and stuff, like where did all this emotion come from, and like what inspired you more to like get into this and write like a full length album on yourself? Because you did everything, right?
Yeah, self-produced, everything. Like aside from the feat, like Kala sings in the second track, Loner Youth on the 7th, and the rest is all me. But it's just basically like I just felt like I had to do it. You know?
Just that intuition
of
like,
I was just like, I got to make a record. And so I went through my hard drives. I found songs I wrote that I loved that never became anything. Half of them made it on the album. Half of them are probably actually gone forever for real this time because I didn't make this record.
Oh, you'll dig them up.
And then I wrote new songs to fill in the gaps. And yeah, it's just like, so like that one you were talking about, that's the one with Kala on it. It's I Don't Want to Be Here Anymore. I was Christmas shopping with my wife, getting something from like Staples for my mother-in-law. And I was like really depressed that day. Not for any reason, because the way my depression works is like my brain will just be like, want to die? And I just got to deal with that, right?
Oh,
so like I'm just really depressed and like don't want to exist. And I'm shopping retail during Christmas, which is like exhausting on a good day. And like I didn't want to get out of bed. And I'm in this exhausting place. It's loud. There's people trying to sell me shit I don't need. And so in my head, I'm just like, I don't want to be here anymore. Both physically in this Staples and just on this planet. Like I just really felt that way genuinely. So I wrote while we were waiting for the like minimum wage dude, not disparaging him, by the way. I refer to retail workers as minimum wage dudes to shame the companies that don't pay them enough. Ooh. If you make minimum wage, I'm not talking shit about you. I'm saying fuck your boss.
Corporation.
Yeah, man, fuck them.
Everyone
deserves more money.
Put that, to be honest, because I think there should be a lot more people that should be making more money on that.
Yes, 100%. Like those, like especially customer facing workers deserve way. They deal with so much shit. Their bosses don't deal with fuck. They get paid 3 times as much to go hide in an office. Fuck those guys. But anyway, I'm this dude who's not paid enough is looking for a thing I don't need to buy, but it's Christmas, so you got to buy someone something. And I just am hating it. And so I just get my phone out because the dude's gone, and I just started writing this. I could hear the song in my head. And so I just started writing like, my car won't start. I can't afford to fix it. And here I am in fucking Staples buying like an iPad or whatever it was. And like, I can't fix my car.
Oh yeah. And I think that the lyric went into like, hold on, let me think of it. It's like, my depression is so my depression is messy. You can't clean it up or fix it or something.
Oh, that's a different song.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That's the next. No, that's later in the record. It's called Misdiagnosed. And the core. So those lyrics I wrote 13 years ago, but it never became. Those lyrics have just been floating in the ether.
Okay. Sorry, go back to your Christmas story here.
But I mean, that was basically it. I just wrote the song on my. But
like that specific spot, I'm surprised you had that like dialed in at that time.
Man, I just went home and recorded it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, so the song you mentioned, Misdiagnosed, is me, I'm a mess, not the kind you clean or fix, but the kind that you detest. And so that song is written about a situation in my life where I had bought a house with a very nice woman. She just wasn't equipped to handle my like mental instability. And so that whole song is about just like the process of like wanting to die, and the person I like need to trust most in the world not being able to understand that like I'm just like this and it's not your fault. I'm just like this.
Yeah.
And she wanted so bad to fix me, and you can't. Like my brain's broken, and like I'm on the meds, I'm doing the things I need to do, I'm exercising as much as I can, like I'm trying, but sometimes when we go hang out with your friends, I'm not going to smile once.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I hate your friends. It means I hate existing.
Everything inside of me right now.
Yeah. And it was really hard for her. And like, I feel bad because like in the lyrics.
This is your ex-wife?
Ex.
Okay.
We weren't married. But
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. My most serious relationship prior to my current wife.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, like beautiful, amazing person, like kind, just didn't get it. And couldn't get it.
It's tough to do that.
Yeah,
it definitely is. We're different people. We try to explain ourselves, and you know, you got to go through that trial run of like being with that person to see, you know, is it worth moving in? Is it worth doing a life with people? And if they can handle you to that degree.
And like low key, the house we bought together had like an evil spirit in it. Like I'm not into, I'm not paranormal. I'm not supernatural, like whatever. But like I had to live in the house with that creature. And like my first panic attack of my life was like the day after we moved in. And all of my suicide attempts through my whole life took place in that house.
Bro.
And it took me a year to sell it because like they'd be doing a home inspection.
And they saw shit.
And they would find a dead rabbit in the well that physically could not have gotten in there, but just was there. Things like that, like weird things. And so like it was a period of my life where like I was suicidal, I was unstable, I was maybe on the wrong medications as well. Like a lot of factors compounding where like I was really unhealthy and truly that song Misdiagnosed kind of encompasses that period of my life where I was at my worst. And so I think I say a couple times in this song, like, I won't say I'm sorry for trying to die. I kind of wish that I did. Cause like I would try to kill myself and she'd be like, why could you do this? You're ruining my life. And like, she wouldn't say it like that.
Right.
Like she wasn't blaming me but like she was like, I'm so glad you're okay. I don't know what I'd do without you. And meanwhile, in my headspace, I'm like, I'm kind of bummed I'm still here. Like, so that song explores a lot of that, where it's just like, just that state of being a mess and knowing that's just how you are. And coming to terms with that and being okay with it.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you had to like go through all that.
It's fine. I'm like bulletproof now. It's good. Like it's
so what's been your outlet for the depression and like trying to move away from those kind of thoughts and stuff like that?
Kindness.
Kindness?
Letting myself have those days.
Okay.
Like some days I wake up, I don't want to get out of bed. So I don't.
Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks.
Yeah. But letting those days be what they are and not blaming myself for not being able to get up and be productive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's where the cycle comes from, and that's where like the ideation of like stopping breathing comes from, where you think like, what's wrong with me? Like I should be better than this. It's like, why should I be better than this? My brain's broken. Like if I had liver disease, would I hate myself for not being able to like properly digest alcohol? No, I would just like not drink alcohol and avoid the stress, right? Or if I had heart issues, I would eat less like cholesterol and I would, so like I've got depression. So, okay, my brain doesn't make enough dopamine. Things in life, being productive, hanging out with friends, seeing a sick movie, going on a roller coaster, those are things that use dopamine. And dopamine is the chemical that tells us we just did something good.
Yeah.
Right? So like when you perform a task, like you hang up this sign, your brain gives you a little, good job, buddy. And what happens with me, with the way my depression works chemically, because everyone's a little different. Some people have depression because of trauma. Mine's just my brain sucks. My life's perfect. My brain just sucks. So like I'll perform a task, like I'll fold laundry, and you should feel a sense of accomplishment. I don't. I'm just tired and cranky now. Because I had no dopamine and I just performed a task that should have given me some. And so now I'm at a deficit. And it's similar to the crash after, if you've ever done like ecstasy.
No.
Okay. So I haven't either because yikes. But like I've heard people describe it and it's like your brain just chews through all your happy chemicals. And then the next day you're like the most depressed you've ever been.
Oh shit.
So I just get those days without the highs. So some days I wake up and I can recognize pretty early on, like I have to move slow. Like maybe I don't upload a YouTube video today because seeing those views go up gives me a little hit. And so like you'll notice on my YouTube channel, I don't upload weekly or bi-weekly or even monthly. I upload when I damn well feel like it because it's when I can.
I feel like that's more of a musician thing as well.
In part. Because I do I want to honor the artistic process so I don't put myself on deadlines. Yep. But I can have a video done and ready and realize, oh, the process of making this really wiped my brain. Yeah. I'm going to recharge for a few days before I upload it so that...
I'm glad you recognize that.
Yeah, man. But that's it.
Like, I know a lot about the dopamine stuff as well. Yeah. Like, I love taking cold plunges. Like, you saw my cold plunge downstairs. Like... I love that. The exercise stuff, like sometimes I'll use Vyvanse as well to keep me a little bit more focused with ADHD and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got ADD meds too. Like if I need to lock in, I take my
and it feels so good to lock in, but I feel like sometimes it's like
it's at a price.
It is at a price.
Yeah. It's for yourself, right? Like you need to know, like, I can afford to have this 14-hour day of nonstop productivity.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow I don't have as much to do. So I can sleep in and be a slug.
Yeah, or just like slowly edit stuff and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, on my good days where I'm like, I'm gonna probably need this. I need my cold plunge. I need, fucking 10 grams or 10 fucking energy drinks and this and that. Like, the dopamine shit fucking hurts.
So like I played a show on Friday.
Right.
And then I slept for 3 days so that when I came here, I wouldn't be a zombie.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you for not being a zombie.
Dude, of course. Because I recognized, like, I had a bunch of shit to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, if I do that, this next week's going to suck. So I just cleared my weekend. And so that's like, I'm fortunate that I get to do that. If I worked like a customer-facing job, for example, I can't just tell my boss, hey, I'm depressed, I won't be in for 3 days. So, and that's a big part of why I campaign strongly and vocally for customer-facing workers to be paid more.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's a huge part of it as well. Like,
because those jobs suck. Like, my wife works at hotels. She's a front desk agent. She has no fucking relief when she can't handle the world. She still has to go out there and be nice to people. I'd get fired. You know what I mean? Like, I'd either no show.
I don't stream if I'm going to not be nice to people.
No, exactly. If I know I'm cranky, I'll either not stream at all because I stream my recording process on Twitch, or I'll just be like in the little Discord tag, hey, everyone, I'm cranky today, just so you know. If I'm an asshole to you, it's me.
See, it's the Anthony stuff just rubbing off on you. You're
getting that boldness. Just being straight up.
I feel like we need to be a little bit more on that so people can just kind of understand. But, dude, that's wild. So what else has been going on with this album then? Like, I know you've obviously gone through some stuff.
Right.
Kind of explain a couple more stories on this. But, like, tell us the overall and, whatever you want to, like, kind of, like, say about this album. I feel like I enjoyed it. Like, I feel the Taking Back Sunday vibes.
Right.
I hear the Yellow Card vibes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Underoath. Not so much the Bring Me the Horizon stuff, which I'm kind of glad because I feel like you do it a lot on your covers and stuff.
I get it out of my system there.
Which is good, yeah. But, like, I feel like this is more of, the Todd album in a way. But the lyrics and stuff going through it, I love it. If you want, feel free, share some of your experience with it. Like, obviously, you kind of like explained and said that, you've tried to harm yourself as well. And going through the process of this, I'm sure, writing this album has been a little bit of help for you to kind of like maybe put this stuff out. Maybe just
I'll dive into that for sure. Yeah. So, with this album, it was just like... I wanted to make a record that could speak for people that go through like what I go through, that maybe they either don't feel they can express themselves, and so I'll do it for them through my lyrics, or for some people who maybe they feel the way I feel, but like they can't place why. And like they're just confused and upset and like mad at the world or mad at themselves and don't know what to do with it. I felt like it was important to just, through all the lyrics on all the songs, be 100% honest and open so that maybe someone can hear a song like Misdiagnosed or hear a song like Death or the last one, Stay Away. Like that one literally makes me cry. But it's like just hearing someone else say it, hopefully for someone, like one person even out there, just let them know that like it's okay not to be okay. Because like so many people get told like, it's okay, you'll be fine. It's like, it isn't, and maybe I won't. But that has to be okay. The not being okay has to be okay.
Mentally for yourself. Yeah, you have to recognize that things like it. Some of my parts of, my life and some people that are close with me as well, like I get that. It's like the anxiety and stuff. That's like a coping mechanism that you can kind of use. It's like just knowing that you're okay with it. I feel like it's like the first step of like just getting through those.
Yeah, because now that I know what a panic attack is, for example, when I have one, I'm just like, oh shit, okay, I'm having a panic attack. All right, let's ride this out. Like I don't think, oh no, I'm dying, right? I'm like, Oh, we're doing this. All right. Clear the calendar. Like the next 6 hours, I'm going to be crying. Let's go. Like
I feel weird for laughing about it because like I see like you're kind of like taking it.
But it's ridiculous, right? Like,
yeah.
and you have to recognize this is silly. This isn't as serious. Like you need to take it seriously and like it is valid. Like your anxiety is valid. Your panic attacks are valid,
100%.
but they're also fucking silly and dumb, and maybe don't give them that much power over you. So like my depression, I look at as like a grumpy roommate. And it's just like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
Gotta deal with this again.
Chris is in the kitchen again, and he just follows me room to room, actually, and he's just grumpy as fuck, and I can't get anything done because this fucking dude's here.
Dude,
I just gotta wait till
song idea right there. You gotta make a alter ego.
I'll figure it out, man. I'll figure it out. But like that's like what it. And then my guitarist's name is Chris. I didn't mean you. It's just the first name. He's the last person I talked to before I came here.
Fucking grumpy Chris.
But like, no, Chris is delightful. But it's just very much like. I don't know, I think people think it's like the end of the world that they're depressed, and they think like nothing will ever be okay because they're sad sometimes without explanation. And it's like, nah, your brain just sucks, man. It's fine.
So is it okay to think that your brain sucks though? Like,
yeah, it's an organ. I don't suck. I'm great.
Right.
My brain's a little broken. It's fine. It doesn't do the things it's supposed to do when it's supposed to do them.
But when you know that your brain is broken kind of thing, like you're saying like that. Like, sorry, I'm very
fine.
like...
No, let's explore it, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm kind of confused on that as well. Like, I haven't like been through like some serious depression in that sense. But like, I've been through divorce. I've, been through what I think of myself. Like, yeah, I've been through some shit. And like, like there's been nights where it's like, shit fucking sucks, and if I slide off the side of the road, I don't fucking care. Like even my 30th birthday, man, I jumped out of a fucking plane, and I didn't care if I fucking the parachute opened or not. In a nice humble way, in a way.
Yeah, no, those are real things. Yeah,
but it's like like when I'm trying to figure out what my brain is doing or like what I need and stuff,
right?
I tend to want to fix it. So like, is there things that you might do to like want to do that, or you just accept it that your brain is broken kind of thing, and like
because I've tried everything to fix it. Like I've tried everything short of like DMT.
You've tried DMT?
No, everything short of. Like I haven't.
Dude,
like
I want to try DMT.
Like, but like in terms of like I've tried all the meds.
This just turned into a Joe Rogan
I've tried all the I've tried all the therapy techniques. I've tried all the CBT. None of that shit changes the fact that my brain doesn't produce enough happy juice.
Have you tried microdosing with psilocybin?
Not yet. That's
I would recommend
next
trying
time
that.
I'm not in a stressful period of my life. Thank you, Bring Me the Horizon fans, for delaying this. I want to try it.
Yeah, I've done it.
I know where I'm buying it from. I know like I have it all sorted. I just need to like
Good for you.
have a period where I'm calm enough to, if for some reason I have a negative reaction, I can weather it.
Yeah,
basically. But like since I haven't tried that yet, I just understand that my brain doesn't make enough happy juice, and I need to then be smart about the way I conduct myself, knowing that limitation. It's like if you had a missing leg, you're not going to just go like run a marathon.
All right.
Like you can do things. Not that you can't do marathons. You could, there's things you can do, but like you got to approach it knowing that you're missing a leg. And so the way my brain is like I need to approach life knowing my dopamine levels aren't where they should be. I can't enjoy as much of life as like euphorically as other people. And that's fine. Cause like my life mostly consists of like cuddling with my wife and my cats and making music. And like, that's awesome. Like, and just staying mindful of the things like you do have to be grateful for, assuming you have some people don't, in which case that is something you can work on. But like for me, where I'm at, it's like, I recognize my life's in a good spot. And even though my life is perfect, I'm still depressed, 1 or 2 days a week. So there's nothing to do. And like, I'm a fixer too. And so like for me, before I realized what my brain's issue was, I was like frantic. I was like, I need to try this drug. I need to try this therapy. I need to talk to this person. I need to do this.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying all these lifestyle changes. And like, because you think you're broken and you internalize it on yourself, I'm broken. It's like, no. This organ in my brain doesn't produce enough of a chemical.
I think that's where I was kind of getting at, where I'm like, if someone thinks that they're broken, I feel like that would just spiral them out into
you're not
oblivion.
broken. Your brain's just dumb, and that's fine. You're not
but
your
there's
brain.
ways around it. There's
Yeah,
ways
you
to
can
cope
navigate
with
it.
it and to just, to do that kind of
And
stuff.
most of it is just being kind to yourself. Recognize you're having one of those days and just going, okay, I'm just having one of those days.
And just get through it.
Yeah, just get through it. And if getting through it means sleep the whole thing away, cool. If all you can manage to do that day is get up and have a shower and go right back to bed, you showered, man. Good job. If you didn't even
give
shower,
yourself a high five.
yeah,
for that,
man.
for
Like,
sure,
give, like reward yourself. Like, and I don't mean reward yourself like buy yourself ice cream, you know what I mean? But like just let yourself like be kind and be like, yo, man, like
you accomplished something.
Yeah.
Today, and that is a
even
big
if
step.
that something was you flipped the pillow to the cold side while you stayed in bed all day. You did something for yourself, man.
I love that feeling.
Good job flipping that pillow. Like whatever you got to do. Like every little thing you do with depression is a miracle because there's a version of yourself that isn't here anymore that couldn't do any of it.
Yeah.
And I know from firsthand experience, like there's a version of me that didn't make it through one of those overdoses. In some parallel universe, there's not me, and that's not me. I'm here. So
are you a very like spiritual person? Like, have you put a little bit of that into your album at all, or no?
Like I'm not really like.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I'm a bit of a hippie insofar as like I think I believe in karma. I guess.
Okay.
I think that if you're kind to other people and if you live genuinely through kindness, hopefully maybe good things will come to you, but also that shouldn't be the reason you're kind. And I think the universe knows. When you're trying to hack the world by like, I'm going to be positive so that I can get rich, you're going to get chlamydia or something, man. Like there's going to be some snag that you feel you don't deserve, but maybe you do because you're fake as hell. But like, for me, it's just like, I think being kind to myself just for the sake of being kind to myself, being kind to others just for the sake of being kind to others and for no other reason. And that's like a big problem I have. And why I say I'm not like very spiritual and stuff is like when I look at Christianity and it's like a lot of it is rooted around be good so you can go to heaven. Be good so that you can have blessings. And it's like, but why do we need rewards, man? Why do we need to be selfish when we're selfless? Why can't we just...
Yeah, our human race is a lot of selflessness.
Well, we're self-motivated, right?
Yeah.
Like we're inherently like resource hoarding creatures. Where self-preservation is number one. Usually, it's usually not until you're married or you have a kid that something else takes the place of self. But like even then, it's still your family you're looking out for. Where just kind of taking a step back and realizing like, yeah, I have to look out for my family, but like that homeless dude looks really skinny. Maybe I should give him some food. And for no other reason than he looks really skinny. And maybe he doesn't take the food. Maybe he takes it, throws it on the ground and asks for money instead. Thank you, living in Toronto. That made me really jaded. But like when that happened, I wasn't even mad. I was just like, all right, bro.
Like, hey, you tried and you did everything that you thought was right at that moment. I think that definitely helps.
And that's all you can do is like try to be the best you can to yourself, to others. That's like my version of spirituality is just like try to exist in love and kindness.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the universe works in its way where, like when you are kind to others, I think that definitely plays a big part and ties in with the whole religion thing of like, Christianity
because it's all the same
and everything.
thing. You just call it something else, right?
I feel like that as well. I'm not a religious person.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little bit more tied to the spiritual kind of side of things for sure. But I like the way that you think. I like how humble you are, how kind you are to yourself and to others as well, and giving us like a really awesome album to listen to. Man. And for everyone that's listening, definitely go listen to it, go rock it out, go check it out. Let us know what your favorite song is as well,
because it's a diverse record.
Yeah,
we didn't even touch on that.
I know. Yeah,
there's like 5 genres on there.
By all means, go into it if you want. Like we still got some time to kill as well, and then we'll definitely go into where I was kind of going with it is like where you see yourself going after this album. Like talk about what else is on the album, and then wherever else.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like cool songs. Like there's a song on there called Joey Sturgis asked me to write a Seosin song. Yeah, that is named such because Joey Sturgis.
Ocean or Seosin?
I say Seosin. Anthony Green says Seosin. The Chinese proverb is Xiaoxin.
Xiaoxian.
So whatever you want to. Right. But so like that song's named what it is because Joey Sturgis asked me to write a Seosin song.
He asked you to?
That's why it's called that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. No, he hit
Oh,
me,
fuck.
He
That's
hit me
sick.
up. He was like, "Yo, man,
Dude, he's talking to fucking Ollie Sykes. We got fucking Fred Dursk over here.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, Sturgy in my inbox. Yeah, no, man. Like, it's funny because people are like, you're nobody, you're nothing. Like, no way these guys talk to you. It's like, well, I'm not gonna brag, but also I am gonna name a song. Joey Sturgis asked me to write because he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I like your stuff. I bet you could write a Sick Seosin song."
Probably.
And I was like,
and you did.
I was like, all right, yeah, maybe, yeah. And so like the deal was, he was like, but if you do, like, send me the stems and I'll use it to sell my plugins because like I want a cool post-hardcore song for my plugins. So it was like, all right, I'll write this banger song that like I wrote, and it's basically like it's like the first Seosin EP, just in a song, right? Like, I borrowed, like, you can hear it. Like, it sounds like it's from translating the name. It's a Seosin.
Yeah.
It is a Seosin song. And it was really cool. Like, Bo Burchell, their guitarist, like, saw it on Instagram or something. And he like dropped some fire emojis, and I thought that was nice. That he could have been like, "Bro, get a life." That's my riff to use 1,000 times. Yeah. You don't get to also use the riff I use all the time.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I love Seosin. They're one of my favorite bands. But yeah, as far as like what I have going on after, I want to start playing more shows.
Yeah, you say you just played your
I just
first
played my
show,
first one. I hit up my most talented friends and I was like, "Yo, wanna help me like grow my ego?" And they were all like, "Yeah, man, we'll be the Todd Barriage band." So like we played, it's going to be a lot of my covers and some of my originals. I honestly, I prefer playing covers.
Yeah.
Truly. Like that's why when you look at my YouTube channel, it's like 90% cover, 10% original. And it's not because like, oh, covers get more clicks. Like, sure they do. But like I make covers because when I was a kid, I heard 99 Red Balloons by Goldfinger. And I was like, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can just do that. You can just make a punk version of a song. Yeah. That's sick.
Boys of Summer as well.
Yes. Yeah. Another heater. Like, and we grew up on like that was our version of that song, right? So it's like I want to do that. I want to
be the version for somebody that's like 16 now that likes it.
Because it's just celebrating culture.
Yeah.
Like it's like that song exists, but it was recorded in 1969. So let's refresh it, put it out. Newer generation can enjoy it. So like I want to make more covers. I want to play more shows. I think I want to make like a really political like hardcore EP.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like there's a song on the record that like is really political and is pretty hardcore. And like I got a little bit of a hit from that I'm like, got any more of that, man?
Shit.
Like, so I think I might put out like a 3-4 song heater where I like alienate half my audience.
The song is called Tariffs.
No, for real, man. Like I got some issues with the media. I got some issues with the political landscape. I got some issues with the celebration of ignorance in our culture that I am sick of saying nothing about. And like I've said little things here and there, and people have been like, well, "Good job losing half your audience." And it's like I think I would rather be myself and lose half my audience than stay silent and have bigger numbers.
100%.
You know, and also I doubt it's half. I'm making emo music, like yeah, man. Like the dudes with eyeliner, straightened bangs, and tight jeans are really on the MAGA train. Like, let's be real.
Well, we might be on the MAGA train if Trump buys Canada.
Dude, I pray we get the Second Amendment. That's as much as I'll say on the matter.
I know, I don't want to touch anything political. It's a wild time, man.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a wild time. And I'm glad you're making the best of it, making some wicked music, and just making people happy because it's kind of like a time for me right now where it's like, the world sucks. I mean, I'm very thankful and grateful for everything that I have right now, and to be able to
you're in a
to
good
do this.
spot. Like I'm proud
but I'm
of you.
still scared for the world at the
Dude,
same
of
time.
of course. So, but like I'm proud of you for getting yourself where you're at because like you've got a platform that you've been using to better other people, and I think like as much as the world sucks, like someone like you getting to blow up a band and make their lives better while everything else around them sucks, like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think you should pat yourself on the back for that.
Oh, dude, even the people listening, like I said, like the messages I get, the people that just like their lives are not happy. It's like they message me and like that makes me feel good. Even though like I got like the 3 or 4 crappy comments I get, like I have way more that trump that.
Yes.
And it's just a good feeling. So yeah, it's a really good time, and I've been so grateful, and dude, I just want to say thank you for chiming in,
Of
hanging
course,
out with
dude.
us. This guy drove down 2 hours to come hang out with us today in this makeshift studio that will eventually be really nice.
I love
one
that
day.
we got to dress the set in real time right
Yeah, we
before,
actually
right?
did, yeah.
Like I didn't roll up and this was all good to go. It was like, should these plants go here?
Yeah, Todd's like,
Is
you
that
gotta throw
tiki
some of
stick
this.
too high?
Yeah, we had to drop the tikis, which I'm glad because it's never in my fucking shot over there
it's
either.
in it now.
So,
It's firmly in the frame.
but man, thank you again, guys. Go listen to his album. It is
Do it.
fantastic, especially if you're going through a hard time and stuff like that.
Yeah,
This
man.
guy knows what's going on. He's been through it all. He's can probably relate to you guys in so many different ways on this album. So make sure you tune into that. And Todd, finish this out, land a plane here. Where can we all find you?
Yeah,
Where are you
man.
streaming?
My everywhere is Todd Barriage. That's TODDBARRIAGE. That's Instagram. That's YouTube. That's Twitch. That might be all of it. I'm not on a lot of social media, but yeah, I'm Todd Barriage. I make sad music. I also make fun music sometimes. And yeah, All the Right Scars coming out February 14th, 2025. That's Valentine's Day, baby. If you're alone, just listen to my record and cry. It'll be a good time.
There you go.
I'll be doing that, just like also with my wife, I guess.
That's a good slogan, man. You need to make some fucking clips or socials on that now. Are you tired of being alone? Listen to Todd Barriage.
You tired of crying in silence? Listen to All the Right Scars by Todd Barriage, where you can cry along with them.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for your time. Really do
Yeah, man.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
And
it.
until next time, guys, go check out his music. Go check out all the other podcasts that we have on here because we're going to be pumping this shit out. Lots of cool guests coming out for you guys. And let me know who you want to see. I mean, if they're coming through Detroit, between Detroit, Toronto, we'll see who we can get in here. Thank you so
Sick, man.
much. Until next time. Peace out.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed. Stay blessed.